Good morning. My name is JahLogic, and this is the Morning Rant. With me, I have my three co-hosts, Stephon. Still playing?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, my guy, chilling. Schoolboy.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Schoolboy. And VeeSmilez, aka Vanessa Smiles. What's up with you?
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing?
All is well. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Yes.
All right. Happy to be here on this morning. Salute to everybody watching us on YouTube, and also to the people watching us on Facebook. And salute to the one hater on YouTube early in the morning that clicked like before we ever said a damn word. You're the real VIP. You're the real VIP. All right. So what's good, man? How you guys doing?
So far, so good. I mean, I like this whole transition this part of the year because, like, I feel like kids are going back to school and stuff. And I feel like it's good to prepare for the fall. So today is the first day that the gym is opening up. I am going to sacrifice myself, and I'll see what happens.
You gonna sacrifice yourself for science?
Well, what they're showing that because when they started opening up the gyms in other parts of New York, like Long Island and upstate, that a lot of people weren't returning back. So I'm hoping that I go there and it's empty.
Oh, okay. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's very well can happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have a few comments. Mike says Grand Rising. And he also says happy birthday, Michael Jackson. All right.
Oh, wow.
Happy birthday to MG. And C Dot says good morning, everyone. Good morning, C Dot. Always good to see you. C Dot from the Straight Up in the Morning cast. Playing here on Rant Network. So Steph, what's up with you, man? How was your rest of your day yesterday?
Oh, it was good, man. I had a little job interview. That went well, so yeah.
All right, that's what's up. It's definitely good to hear. Schoolboy?
There we go. Yeah, so my day went well, man. My day went well. I'm studying right now for a few different things, and so my mind is just like mush. By the end of the day, I'm done.
Right. Well, thank you for being here. You know what I mean? I know you definitely got some things to study for, you know. Of course, I'm privy to that information, but, you know, I don't know when or if you're going to tell the public exactly what you're studying for, but I do wish you the best with that.
Appreciate it, man.
Real talk. So I guess we're going to start off the day talking about this screw up that NBC did. And I mean, a lot of people are looking at it as a screw up. Me personally, I read the articles. So, you know, what we like to do here at the Morning Rant is we like to give you current and current-ish issues, right? Via the news. And we like to talk about it and help you come up with your own conclusion. And part of that is actually reading the articles. So sometimes we read the full article, partial, you know, maybe we read the article partially on the show, but we read the articles. And good morning, Mills Lane. Mills Lane says, good morning, Ranches. Good morning to you. And Slim and Virginia Slim also says peace and good morning. Peace and good morning to you, Virginia Slim. So what we saying was that here at the Morning Rant, we like to go over the current-ish issues and help you come up with your own conclusion. And part of that is actually like reading the article, right? So we have this thing in our community, and I don't even know if it's just in our community, but at least it's on my friend list on Facebook where people see an article, they read the heading, and then they just post it as if that's the whole article. And that is kind of partially why people are saying that, in my opinion, this is why people are saying NBC News screwed up. So NBC News has an article on Usain Bolt actually catching the coronavirus. And when you post it, the actual thumbnail that comes up is a picture of Kevin Hart. And, social media handed them a new one. And Steph, I believe you're familiar with that because you sent me the tweet, right?
Which one?
You sent me like the screenshot of the tweet where NBC said Usain Bolt has the coronavirus.
Oh, yeah.
But here's the thing, right? So I seen the actual article, and when I click into it, it's actually about Kevin Hart and Usain Bolt, right? So, so I think that like that was basically people not reading the article; they just saw the caption. You see what I'm saying? And then they just went in on it, and even that made news. So the people reported news on the news, right? So they reported news on them fucking up, right? But when you click on the actual article, which we're going to look at right now, this is the actual article right here. It talks about Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive, test positive for coronavirus. And, they go on to talk about the world record sprinter, 8-time Olympic gold medalist Usain Bolt tested positive for the coronavirus and is self-isolating at his home in Jamaica after last week, celebrating his 34th birthday with a big bash mask-free. All right. Jamaica's health ministry confirmed late on Monday that Bolt, who holds the record for the 100-meter and the 200-meter distance, had tested positive after he posted a video on social media around midday saying he was waiting to hear back on his results. And they quote him saying, "Just to be safe, I quarantined myself and just taking it easy." Bolt said in the message that he appeared to have taped himself while lying in bed. It was posted with the caption, "Stay safe, my people." But if you see here, if you go on to look at the rest of the video, there's the article, there's a video of Kevin Hart in the actual article as well, which is why I believe, because that's the same picture that came up in the thumbnail and the image. So I feel like it could be a mistake on the person who maintenances the website versus the actual news publication. See what I'm saying? Because when you clicked on the article, there was never a picture of like Kevin Hart front and center. It was literally just the video that was also in the article, which is like a related video. So we're gonna watch that video as well, because apparently Kevin Hart also tested positive for the coronavirus, which I didn't know. Did you guys know? Did you hear about that?
No, I did not.
Yeah, so apparently he had it as well. So we're gonna play that video too. See if I get that audio straight.
Of course, in that scary car accident, which left him with major back injuries.
Filing a complaint with HUD to see if there was a systematic undervaluing of her home. Horton says racial discrimination.
All right, sorry about that. Here we go.
Hart, the actor, has had quite the roller coaster of a year. Back in September, he was injured, of course, in that scary car accident, which left him with major back injuries. But then months later, he and wife Aniko announced they're expecting a baby girl. The couple recently sharing images from the baby shower. And now Hart has revealed another bombshell. He tested positive for coronavirus earlier this year when the pandemic was getting pretty bad. He revealed the diagnosis during a stand-up set at Dave Chappelle's socially distanced comedy show. But why did he wait until now to share the news? Well, Hart said, quote, "The problem is that I had it around the same time as Tom Hanks. I couldn't say anything because he's more famous than I am." So he wanted Tom to have a little bit of love. So there you go. Love it.
All right, so that video
Noom is easy because it
was posted the day of the article on the actual news site. So, I think it's a mix-up, you know what I mean, on the part of the actual program, the website maintenance person. But what say you guys, and what say you of both of these people testing positive of the coronavirus? Steph?
I missed that. What you said?
What do you think about the article? You think it was a legit screw up, or also what do you think about Kevin Hart and Usain Bolt testing positive?
I can see both of them testing positive. I mean, because it spreads so quick. It's like super contagious, right? But the article, as far as the article mix up, I don't think it was a mix up. Honestly, I think they slid that video in there down there at the end to try to cover up that fuck up. Honestly, I think that was an edit, bro. I don't know if we can check to see if it was an edit, but I think that was an edit, man.
So, like I was saying, when you go onto the actual site, the video itself says August 25th, as in the same day that the article was posted. But obviously, that's a video of like a previous something that happened previously on the news. But they said it was embedded into the site on the 25th, the same day as the article was posted. So, but it's definitely like an older video. It seems like though.
It is. That's not a new video at all. That Tom Hanks had it when?
In the beginning,
right?
They're covering.
That's months ago.
Yeah, they're covering themselves at the bottom of the article, stating a previous version of this article included an incorrect photo on some platforms due to a technical problem. The photo depicted actor Kevin Hart has been replaced with a photo of Usain Bolt.
Oh, okay. So they did fuck up their words.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think about these two having tested positive as well?
I think that this is it's not a shocking thing. I mean, I'm upset at Kevin Hart because he obviously has, he just recently had a baby, I believe, and he had his pregnant girlfriend at home throughout this entire time. I don't understand why he would do things to put her at risk, but there had to be some situation where he encountered, people without masks, or maybe came too close, or maybe he's still in those hotel rooms. We don't know, so Kevin has some, a lot of extracurricular activities going on. So who knows? He was probably out here in these streets when all of this stuff originally happened. As for Usain Bolt, he just had a big party. I mean, most West Indians look to natural remedies to fix a lot of things. So I'm surprised that he actually even reported that he had it, or maybe somebody snitched on him. Because usually West Indians are kind of like real strong in a sense when it comes to certain things. And they're like, a bush will always fix something to them. So.
Schoolboy, thoughts?
It's such a fact. My grandmother, whenever I get any kind of sickness, make sure you get some lemongrass tea. I'm like, yo, I have the flu. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But lemongrass tea ain't help right now.
It'll get you some serious something.
Besides that, somebody at NBC was like, you know what? All these Negroes look alike. It's one of those niggas over there, and that's probably what happened. That's probably what happened with the whole Kevin Hart, Usain Bolt thing. It's just a coincidence that both of these guys out here being hot boys and catching the corona from these hoes. Listen, man, I don't know why cats just want to be out here in these streets, man.
Allegedly.
And I'm about to say, also, Usain Bolt is a Leo. You know what I'm saying? We like to do it big. You know what I'm saying? We like to go hard. And he was born the year of the Tiger, 86. You know what I'm saying? He's just one of real charismatic people. And, it's like asking them not to celebrate and not to go hard. That's
a tall order.
That's a big ask.
Mm-hmm. And then for just Jamaicans, period, they just had Independence Day. Well, Dream Day weekend, excuse me.
I was about to say, and part of the culture.
Yeah, Dream Day weekend and his birthday afterwards. Yeah, he was out there in the middle of the street, really bouncing.
All right, so speaking of COVID, I felt like this article was pretty funny, so I want to address it. It's not funny if you're in the situation, but apparently it's not deadly. Well, actually, my bad. Let me reset real quick. Let's go to the comments and see what the people think about what we just spoke about. So Mike says people just read the headlines and make judgments. Shaking my head. So that's a fact. James says his record was broken. Let's not forget that.
Right. Oh, I didn't know that.
And C-Dot says, I honestly think they did that mix up for the clicks. So that's a good assumption. You know what I mean? They could know like we're gonna go viral if we put this wrong picture up. You know what I mean? I can't put anything past anybody. James also says everybody slept with Rona. They're clout chasing. And Virginia Slim says classic case of clickbait. And C Dot says exactly. And Mike says it was the webmaster. It was the webmaster screw up. So that's where I'm coming from with it. Like I really think that somebody who maintains the website messed up. I don't think it was a on purpose thing or something from basically like the higher ups was like, they all look the same. You know what I mean? Maybe maybe the webmaster thinks like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the webmaster's like they all look the same, but I think somebody got fired over this and it worked in their favor.
Oh no, not for the blacks.
Not from somebody got fired over this. And in the time and day we in now, where they don't want to get protested and they want to get people to come crash their windows and shit.
That's true. Yeah, maybe somebody.
Don't forget, we just did a story a while back where they broke the windows on the Ronald McDonald's Playhouse.
Oh yes, they did.
So
Poor
they like,
kids.
yo, we don't know what the fuck gonna happen to us, right? So Virginia Slim says, it's almost September. People are I think no longer afraid of the Rona. I think that's what he meant. And Mike Christie says NBC is backwards. It was a webmaster made the video the main article pick instead of a pic of Usain Bolt. The public made them apologize when they didn't need to. I mean, at the end of the day, if your company is that big, you do need to. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're responsible for giving out information, right? The news job is to give us information. So I hear you, like they might not feel they need to because it wasn't their mistake as a news agency, but even if it was the webmaster, they're working on behalf of the news station. You know what I mean?
When working in media, you have to understand perception is reality. If you got an article that says the fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt test positive for COVID-19 and it's a picture of Kevin Hart, how do you think people are going to react?
Yeah,
the article was about Usain Bolt. It never even mentioned Kevin Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, later they threw the video in there of Kevin Hart, so to trick fools like me. All right. So speaking of COVID, though, I want to jump to this article that comes to us from CNN.com. Man in Walmart gives customers hugs and tells them they now have COVID-19.
That's not how it works.
And I mean, it spreads easy. So it says, goes on to say, Springfield police are looking for a man who allegedly gave a Walmart shopper a COVID hug. The police department in Massachusetts, hold on, said the incident took place at a Walmart on August 15th around 7:10 p.m. The suspect, whom the victim had never seen before, took an item out of his hand and then gave him a hug. So he gave a hug to another dude. And then it says, they quote him saying, just giving you a COVID hug. Now you have the COVID. The suspect said before laughing and walking away, according to Springfield Police Department. The victim is a cancer survivor. The police department said, adding that the suspect did the same thing to several other customers. The department is asking anyone with information contact the detective bureau, or of course you can contact TI.
Tips.
Hey man, it's your boy Tip, TIP. But today I'm here to talk to you about another kind of tip.
So, I know some of you are not as paranoid of the COVID as I am, but if a man walks up to you, takes an item out of your hand in the Walmart and gives you a COVID hug, and then tells you now have the COVID. What do you say?
You now have COVID?
He said, I quote him saying, just giving you a COVID hug. You now have COVID.
Who was letting random people hug them in the goddamn supermarket? What kind of shit is that? I've never been at Walmart. I've never been in Walmart and got a random ass hug. Like ever.
I feel like this is a prank that he didn't film. You know what I mean? But that's a good point. Who's giving random hugs? So Schoolboy, what's your thoughts? A man walks up to you, gives you a COVID hug in Walmart. What's your next move?
All right. So even if the man didn't have COVID and wasn't giving me a COVID hug, I'm gonna assume that he's hungry and he wants these knuckle sandwiches. That's what I'm thinking. Get your fucking hands off me. Why are you running up on me, bro? What's going on? I'm thinking he's crazy. First of all, why you like? I don't really like random people touching me, so that shit would probably tip the scale. I'll probably hit him, yo. Like, yo, get the fuck back now. What the fuck you doing? You know.
Oh man. All right, Steph. Random man hugs you on Walmart. Tells you I have the COVID.
I can't just slide by that, man. Knuckle sandwich. Schoolboy, you are good at a lot of things, but you are not proficient in tough guy talk. Okay, knuckle sandwich is so old, man. Nigga ain't heard that in a good 25. Hey Arnold was the last time I heard someone threaten somebody with a knuckle sandwich.
Yo, that's how you know it's real.
Helga Pataki
Hell yeah.
was out here handing out knuckle sandwiches.
Yo, you better not fuck with Helga. Helga beat somebody ass. Yo, never fuck with an old black man. Never. Don't do it.
Hey, but nah, I want Schoolboy. Nigga can't just walk up on me and just hug me. You have to catch me off guard. You know what I'm saying? And then like, and then when you catch me off guard, I'm like, yo, what the fuck you doing? It's not no soft whisper in my ear. Hey, just give me a COVID hug. Now you have COVID. What? That's too long.
Oh man, sweet, and he was whispering sweet nothings in his ear.
Right. You know what? The dude don't want to say it. The nigga thought dog who was hugging him was handsome. He was like, hey, he said, I don't mind this action. And then when dude said COVID, he was like, oh, you tricked me. Dude, hey, niggas be suspect.
Oh man. All right, Keenan Carl says, let him live, Steph. He set it up nice. Talking about the knuckle sandwich. And Mills Lane said, should not have been so thirsty for a hug. So I think he agrees with you. That person definitely needed a hug if they accepted the hug during COVID times from an actual stranger. You know what I mean? That's definitely some weird shit. You know what I mean? V, so I know you said what you said, but you didn't really tell us what you would do in this scenario if it did happen to you.
Yeah, I don't like people touching me in general. If that were me, I probably would have used what I had to hit him.
Right.
Yeah, that would, and that's the thing. It's weird because I'm not really into men touching me if I'm out and about. That's why I can never be a stripper. Just random men putting their hands on me. I always try to keep my distance. Like even before this whole COVID thing, if a dude would try to stop me and get my number, whatever the case would be, like I'd be like, even conversation wise, I'm always like a sizable distance so that I can get away, so that no one can grab up on me or anything like that and cause more trouble for himself.
Right.
Yeah. Because I'm not a man. I'm not into fighting dudes. I really don't even want to have to pick up something and hit a dude with it, you know? So truth be told, if a dude does put his hands on me in any kind of way, I have to defend myself, but it's not something I want to do. I'm not into putting my hands on dudes, especially if I'm by myself, then yeah, you know, you got to do what you got to do. But, that's why I support certain communities because they don't allow women to travel alone. Like I live around a lot of Indians and stuff like that by my crib. None of the women travel alone. And, you know, a lot of other different really close-knit communities, women don't travel alone. And I understand why, because it prevents situations like this from happening. It protects the woman in a sense.
Steph?
I'm about to say, but Vanessa, let's say he hit you with one of those I know you hugs. You know, he just walk up to you, hey, what's happening? And then hug you before you know it.
Yeah, but
like you know you.
But see, that's why I say you gotta see things from a distance. Cause I've had those situations before, like where people be like, oh hey, and I'm like, oh hey, like you gotta try to back up and be aware of all of your surroundings, be aware of who's close to you. He would have to come from behind and be like that's what would have to happen.
But he hugged several people.
Like a face front hug.
This brother was swift. He got in there, he got out. He knew what he was doing. He was proficient.
There's a guy who does skits on Facebook. I forget his name, but that's actually one of his pranks. Like, he just walks up to people like he knows you, and he'll call you somebody from church or something like that, and then he'll just hug you, right? So if you're an old guy, he call you Pastor such and such, or you know what I mean? And he
That's for people who open to being fucking hugged and shit like that. I live in New York. We ain't about that life. Like, you ain't about to just walk up on anybody that you don't know.
That's actually in Atlanta. That's funny. He be with Funny Marco. And yeah, in the South hugs are common. It's so common. If I like, you'll just, if you're not from here, Schoolboy, yes, hugs are common, bro. Like,
no, hugs from random people are not common. So.
No, hugs from random people aren't common. But that's the thing. He's pretending he knows you. You get what I'm saying?
No.
This is not. He's pretending to not be a stranger. Like, that's the whole purpose of the prank.
I feel like you could pull that shit off on older people, like maybe like, you know, somebody who's senile, but someone who's of sound mind, like that's really hard, especially if you coming up to them face forward. Like if you coming up to them on the side, like right behind them, then yeah. And even for me, if I'm in a grocery store or something like that, if somebody's shopping cart gets too close, I'm like, let me give you your space. Because with all of these things that are happening now, girls are being hit for just, you know, bumping into somebody sometimes. And I try to prevent those things.
So everybody be safe. They're giving out COVID hugs in these streets.
Yeah.
Or Uche says, what up, bro? What up, Uche? How you doing, man? If you just joining the show, we talking about a man in Massachusetts who was running up to people in Walmart, giving them hugs, and then telling them you now have COVID. And we also spoke about Usain Bolt and Kevin Hart both testing positive. Kevin Hart tested positive a while ago for coronavirus, but Usain Bolt just recently tested positive after hosting a birthday party with no mask. At least that's how it came to us. So this article is not super new, but it's pretty new. It's they put it out on last week Thursday.
Oh yes.
And this is about a Georgia cop who at the time was put on administrative leave after tasing a black woman on her own front porch. I'm gonna just let the video speak for itself. I'm gonna go ahead and play the video for research purposes, and then we're gonna give you an update on what happened to the actual officer. All right. So here's the video. It's on TikTok.
It doesn't matter. You're on our property. We did not call you. I'm not going anywhere. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. I'm not resisting you. You're not affecting me.
You're on your list. 613, 10-3.
Black lives matter.
Come here.
You cannot let her be on the road. Come on now. Come on now.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground right now. Taser.
What are you doing?
Turn over right now. Put your hands behind the back. Turn over. Put your hands behind the back.
You finna get sued, sir.
Turn over. Put your hands behind the back. I will tase you again.
Call the police, mama. Call the police, mama. Can I please get your name?
Call the police. The police dead.
I wanted to say it. I was like,
God,
He's here. He's here already.
This is how y'all got here. The police already here. Why do you want more police there? Do you think they gonna take your side now after you deployed the taser on your ass in the bushes? No.
Bro, that is that slave mindset. Thinking the white man gonna save you.
Please, Mr. White Man, save me for the other white man.
Oh, let me get your name and badge number. Now you want his name and badge number. Interesting.
All right. So the article explains about saying in Georgia, investigation has been launched after a video went viral showing a cop tasing a black woman on her front porch. The video shows an officer approaching a group of black women sitting on the porch. He tells one woman, who identified as 22-year-old Kendisha Smith, that she's speaking too loud and threatens to arrest her. I'm not going anywhere. It doesn't matter. You're on our property. We did not call you, is what they call her saying. Smith tells the officer in the video. The officer then struggles to arrest Smith and eventually pulls out a taser shortly after telling Smith to get on the ground. He fires the taser, which we all know. The video has been viewed over 14 million times on TikTok, where it was initially posted. The officer, currently identified as M. Oxford, wrote in a police report that he was responding to a call regarding property damage. The neighbor who made the call showed surveillance footage to police of a group of people arriving at her home and throwing a bottle at her car. The neighbor told police that one of the women involved, she said, would kick her son in the head before leaving a nearby house. They also say that one of the women wearing a white tank top and pants appeared to match the description of the person in the neighbor security footage. Oxford wrote in his report. She later identified as Atria Thomas. The other people that were on the scene with her continued to yell and scream at me, making it very difficult to speak with Atira and further conduct my investigation, he wrote. So another woman identified as 22-year-old Kendisha continued to yell and shout at the officer. He wrote in his report, Oxford said he told Smith she needed to quiet down or move away from the scene if she didn't want to be arrested on obstruction charges. So basically, they got a call about another woman, and he ended up tasing a different woman that was there, is what I'm hearing. So the person he actually came to approach, I guess, for throwing the bottle or whatever, is not who ended up getting tased. So before we go into what happened after that, what's your thoughts on, how he conducted himself in the first place? Stephon.
Okay. It sounds a little staticky. Everything, the audio good?
Am I going in and out when I talk? Let me see.
No.
So there's a little background noise on Vanessa's part as well. So just guys, if you're not talking, just mute yourself or I'll do it. And then I'll mute. But go ahead.
Right. So again, right? I never understand this. How you end up on someone's front porch that didn't call you, right? And then you start just picking out, oh, you must be the person. You fit a description. How many times have we heard that? Like you just got to get you a nigga? That doesn't make sense to me. All of it was necessary, and this is what black people gotta stop doing. If you're not the one in trouble, stop hyping it up, yelling Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. This white boy, you're spoken to white boy, all right? You're intensifying the situation, and it don't gotta be there. It's goofy shit, man.
All right, we're gonna go to you, Vanessa.
I just think that yes, Stephon, I agree. They are definitely hyping it up. And I think it's her fault that she got tased. She better be glad that this fucking nigga ain't shoot her ass. Truth be told, when you in situations like that, the minute that they say that they're trying to arrest you, just go. It's a losing battle at this point. They are going to arrest you. They are making the attempts to arrest you. They're going to do it. If not by themselves, they're going to have backup. You want to live to see another day. You don't want to fight that battle. And all the nigga bitches in the background made it worse. Now he's scared for his life. I got 5 nigga bitches against me. What they going to do to me? So, I mean, not that he was right for coming up onto their property, but you got to understand, that don't mean shit nowadays. Coming onto somebody's property, that don't mean shit. He's like, oh my God, all these nigga bitches. And I'm over here. I don't know if they got more nigga bitches in the house. I got to take one of these bitches down. So he took one of the nigga bitches down. He tased the ass. And he put them handcuffs on her. As you see at the end of the video, she got arrested. So attention to all nigga bitches. Be quiet when police officers are conducting their work. Take the handcuffs, go to jail, get a lawyer, still record, and sue the police department. There you go.
All right, so V, do you think that if they didn't put up a fight, that she still would have got off on the wrongful arrest? Do you think, like, if there
absolutely
wasn't this viral video and
Absolutely. I think if they still filmed it and he still arrested her and there wasn't all of that nigga babble in the background, then yes, I think that she probably could still sue. But now she has legitimate charges for, resisting arrest and all that other kind of shit. Like, disorderly conduct. They could now throw all that shit at her legally. I don't think they understand what they put themselves into. I'm not saying that the police officer was right, but Black people got to understand the circumstances that they're in. Live to see another day. You better be happy he didn't shoot this bitch.
I mean, I don't think that we should be happy that they did the right thing, but I think I understand where you're coming from when you say that she could have got shot. You know what I'm saying? Schoolboy, you can unmute your mic and tell us what you think.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to make the statement that I repudiate all the instances of the word nigga bitches and nigga babble. So I just wanted to say that first, because I don't know, man. I don't know if I can stand behind that word. And I appreciate you putting Vanessa on the big screen when it was her turn to say that. All right. But yeah, no, I feel like the police went way too far, man. He didn't have to do that. He looks like he's fresh out of high school a couple of years ago, and he finally got a chance to put handcuffs on some Black women. And you know what I'm thinking now, in the age of the police cam. Now, they like making this kind of like violent snuff films and stuff like that. Like, white supremacists like doing that. So if they can, come to a house and act like everything's cool. Okay, well, look, I'm going to go ahead and arrest you. Around in front of all your family, in front of your house. I don't have a whole lot of evidence, but here we go. All right. And as soon as you resist, get your hands behind your bed, stop resisting. Bow, I'm gonna hit you with that shit. Now they're gonna go back to the station and be like, look what I did to this dumb bitch. She tried to resist. I hit her with like 15 charges. Isn't this cool? And they're gonna, give their buddies a high five and stuff like that. I think you got to be really careful when you start to engage with the police. One of the things that I do is I do the really respectful thing, but I also do the let's hurry up and get this over with thing too. So like, yeah, officer, what else do you need? Am I good to go? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get your name. Like, immediately when you get pulled and you start to feel the tension rising, what is your name and badge number, sir? I'm recording this for my safety and yours. I don't have anything else to say. Okay, that's it. You show your IDs and all that. You don't have to do that extra. Like, this ain't the club. You're not about to get World Star. The folks in the back screen, Black Lives Matter, not going to help you. The folks that are camming, they're not going to help you. It's just you and that officer about to take your freedom. So you need to start thinking and stop with all that screaming and shit. That's my thoughts on it, man.
I'm just gonna say it's been my experience that when they have it out for you, they have it out for you. But I do agree that you gotta, think in those scenarios. You definitely don't want to just react off emotion, but everybody's not trained for that. You know what I'm saying? So, or even built like that. You know what I mean? Like the world is filled with many types of different people, and we have the right to be different too. So, everybody's not going to be able to think their way out of a situation or into safety. So that's just my take on that. I definitely don't. I believe Vanessa and you when you say when he goes to the club, back to the station and say, look what I did to these dumb bitches. I feel like and when Vanessa said the nigga bitches, I feel like you guys are speaking from the cops' perspective in that scenario. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah.
He's thinking of, he's calling them nigga bitches in his mind, and he's thinking of that as he's assaulting them. But my point is, I call them nigga bitches because that's exactly how they were acting in that video. Like, just a bunch of Negroes on a porch during slavery, just acting out. Like, they just got on my nerves so bad. I'm like, y'all can't be smarter than that. Y'all can't understand a situation when it's happening and know how to react to it appropriately. I have to stand by this again. You got to be happy that she didn't get shot, but y'all acting stupid.
But everybody's not going to be able to be smart. Everybody doesn't have the luxury of being smart.
In this climate, they have to be, or it could cost them their life.
Stephon, what was your thought?
Yo, it's crazy because I could have sworn just a week ago, Schoolboy and Vanessa had a problem with people being arrested for resisting arrest. And if you want to know how it happens, this is how it happens.
No.
This is literally how you get arrested.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like I keep telling folks online, they can't come to your house and be like, oh, we're arresting you. And then you're like, for what though? And you're like, wait. Oh, that's resisting arrest. Now we're really arresting you. Like, you can't get arrested for resisting arrest with nothing else. So then they threw the obstruction in there too. Like, yo, I'm just trying to figure out what the hell going on. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, I hear people when they say, fight it in court, but Sanford Bland never made it to court. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that just don't make it to court. So it's a mixed bag. My thing is, when I encounter the police, my whole thing is always to go home and end the interaction as soon as possible. Like, yo, please give me a ticket and get the hell out of my face.
I'm about to say, fuck taking it to court, man. You done miss your work. No call, no show. You just might be in there for 24 hours, and in 24 hours you find yourself out of a job.
Yeah.
All right,
exactly.
So I want to go into more of the story because it's developed since that actual, article came out. And before I do that, I want to read some of the comments. Shaharia, salute to Shaharia, says, even when we submit, even when we don't resist, they shoot. That's not a saving grace. A person must be privileged if that has ever saved them. Police went too far, as always. Keenan Kong says, cut her mic. He says, cut Vanessa's mic.
Why? Because I'm speaking the truth. A cop wrongfully arresting somebody, that's still wrong. I'm not supporting that in any way, shape, or form. But it is the wild, wild west when it comes to these police officers out here. And if Black people don't wake up and actually see that and act accordingly, we're going to have a lot more situations like this.
And Laurel says, I think the cop is upset to work at, I think the cop either used to or work at Subway. Yeah, I think the cop used to work at Subway. 183rd B, salute G, says nigga bitches. And Laurel in the league says the cop was too little to be a cop. And he definitely was really scrawny. And 183rd B says salute to you. Definitely got to have you on the show one day. Mills Lane says 4 words when you don't want to talk to police. I want my lawyer. So that's a way to just cut and dry, cut the short shit short. Laurel says good morning. Good morning to you. And Virginia Slim says not everyone thinks logically in those situations. Most are using their emotions. And 183rd says we can't say nigga bitches in public. Other so-called races are watching. So we have mixed. We're not too PC up here. You know what I mean? We have a niche audience. So I think the hopes is that by the time we get out of, by the time we grow into a wider audience, we'll just put this shit on Patreon, and this will just be for the people who caught it originally. Anyway, so the idea, the situation actually is unfolding more as time goes by. So this article comes to us in August 21st via NY Post. It says that same cop, Georgia cop, is fired after tasing unarmed woman in viral TikTok video. So the cop actually got fired. And it's actually a 4-minute video of what happened. And I feel like it starts at the beginning, and now we're looking at it from his body cam. So if you don't mind, for research purposes, we're going to get into watching the video from the beginning to see if he escalated the situation or if the woman escalated the situation.
I don't care if you called me. I'm here anyways. Okay. Okay, I'm here to investigate something. I don't care if you call me or not. I need you to get up and come talk to me.
No, you don't.
Not you. Okay, I need to come speak with you. I don't care that you didn't call the police. They did. And I have a video. Okay, and I have a video which has you in it
Doing what? But doing what?
Okay, and I need to investigate what your part was in that. Okay, everyone except for her, shut up right now or go to jail. I don't care. Okay, you can all leave or you can go to jail for obstructing my investigation. You want to go to jail?
You're on our property. We did not
Do you want to go to jail? I am trying to investigate something with her. Okay, turn around. Turn around.
I'm not resisting.
Turn around. You're under arrest. 613, 10-3. Come here.
Touch me.
Come here. You are under arrest. Come here. Come here. You're under arrest. Get on the ground. You are on the ground. You are under arrest.
Come on now.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground right now. Taser, taser. Stay on the ground. Turn over. Turn over right now. Put your hands behind the back. Turn over. Turn over. Put your hands behind your back. Turn over. Put your hands behind your back. Tase you again.
Call the police, mama. Call the police, mama.
Taser deployed. Turn over. Turn over. Get up and move over there, then.
It's in her leg.
Get up.
It's in my leg.
You just taste her.
Don't touch me. Don't touch. Bro, don't touch me. Bro. Bro.
You're on her neck. You not understand what you're doing. Do you not understand what you're doing? Do you not understand what you're doing? Sir, give me sir.
Give me your arm. You are arrest. Stop resisting. Stop resisting right now. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hand behind your back. 613, I'm fighting. Step it up. Hands. Give me your hands right now. Give me your hand.
Can I get her phone?
Give me your hand. Give me your other hand right now. Get her other hand. It's already in a cuff. Get her other hand. Get her other hand. Samora. We got another cuff?
Bro, what are y'all doing? You not even bending her arm. Sir, you're gonna break her arm.
Correct.
I'm not doing that.
I'm trying to tell you. Come up to your feet right now.
Bro, you just
Turn her over. Turn her over.
Bro, Dre.
Cuffs.
Dre.
Cuffs.
She's still has the taser in her leg is bleeding.
Good. Get her up. Get her up. Get her to the car. Get her up. Get her to the car right now.
Stand up. Stand up.
Hey, hand up another like this. Kamora and Dre. Get her in. Hey, grab those tasers.
What are you doing? You're snatching it out.
Get her in the car.
Twin, grab
Sit
it.
down.
You just slammed my bro.
Get in the car. Get in the car. Get tased again. That's ag assault on a Leo right there.
All right, so there you have it. That's the full video. As the article said, he just got fired for this video. And I'm going to read some of this article reporting about how he got fired. It says Georgia cop has been fired after he was caught on a viral TikTok video tasing an unarmed black woman on her front porch. Michael Oxford, formerly of Gwinnett County Police Department outside of Atlanta, was first placed on desk duty following the Tuesday incident and was fired Friday after an internal police probe. The police department said in a statement, the investigation in this case has shown that Officer Oxford violated our policy and did not meet our core values, the department said. We strike to conduct ourselves in a manner that promotes mutual respect within the community and our peers. So that's a statement from the actual police department. So after you saw the full video, do you agree that he wasn't respectful, or did he escalate the situation in your opinions? Starting with you, Steph.
I will say it was a little hostile. So it was something going on, I guess, with the neighbors or something. And the girl was hostile. They was upset from the jump. So they're not welcoming. And because that, I can see him being a little, aggressive. But at the point where he tells them to shut the fuck up on their own front porch, I feel like he lost. He kind of lost them at that point. There was no gaining. There was no coming back from that.
Shut up or be arrested, I believe it.
Yeah, shut up or be arrested. And at this point, you needed to talk to one person, and you end up arresting the person who wasn't the one person you was talking about. So you didn't do your job, apparently, or evidently. I really feel the same way about it. He was fired. Should have been. Could have handled this. This didn't seem that serious to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Vanessa?
Stephon made a great point. It doesn't seem that serious. None of these cases that happen with the police never really are. None of these cases are that serious. But I feel like it's up to Black people to really understand the circumstances of things. And I'm glad that they fired him. He deserved to be fired. And on second hand, I say to myself, if they didn't do all the nigga babble, maybe he wouldn't have got fired. If they would have acted calmly, he probably would have still arrested them. And maybe the video wouldn't have gone viral. So maybe the action in the background, maybe the hype made it better for them.
I say this too, right? Because I know when people be talking in the background, they be hyping shit up. But at some point, as an adult, you got to stop letting motherfuckers hype you up.
You goddamn right. Even for me,
you got to have your composure at some point. Like you understand that they just talking. And if like you ain't gonna stop no women from talking, you can cut that out. That's gonna happen.
Right.
But I blame the women because they have to understand the circumstances and the environment that they're in. Even for me, I've been pulled over in New York a few times, and I've had, girlfriends in the car, and I had one situation where girlfriend was like, well, why the fuck he pulled me over? Immediately, I was like, shut the fuck up. You're not driving. What are you talking about? Like, I shut that shit down. Even when she was trying to talk under her breath, I shut that shit down immediately because I'm not going to have you have me out here looking crazy. Whatever needs to happen, and I need to go home. I'm always thinking about the next step. How am I getting out of this situation? What happens is somebody said in the comments, Black people act emotional and they let their emotions get the best of them and they get into fucked up situations. We don't know what kind of damage she got from that taser, but I feel like her being tasered could have been prevented. He said, shut the fuck up. All right, you already see he's on 10. You supposed to go into victim mode.
All right, so like somebody said in the comments, I think it was Virginia Slim, he said not everyone can think logical though, but I'm gonna go to Schoolboy before we go to the rest of the comments. Schoolboy, I'll mute your mic.
I'm actually gonna lead with an unpopular opinion. The one thing that I noticed that was missing was a male relative. Wasn't nobody's uncle, nobody's male cousin, nobody's daddy out there. And he came up there as the man on the scene and was like, okay, all y'all need to shut the hell up and let me take control. And they don't know how to do that, obviously, because someone could have just been like, okay, sir, what did you hear? What did you see? Well, we don't see this video. The baby got kicked in the head and somebody threw a bottle at the thing. Okay, well, we don't know anything about that. We'd like to speak with somebody else. I mean, the least he could have done a few things. He could have said, well, I'm going to wait until backup comes because I'm obviously outnumbered here. He could have not tased this. Like, this is the other thing. These police will tase somebody or take somebody down in a damn puddle, and they want them to stop resisting and go face down into a puddle while they get arrested. Or they want this woman to go face down in some bushes in the summer in Georgia. You don't know if there's brown recluses in there. You don't know if there's a squirrel nest or bird nest you laying in, snakes and shit. You don't know what's in there. Like, I don't want to lay down and stop resisting in the fucking bush. Let me get out the bush first. You know, but either way, I just think it would be different if there was a man on the scene. Because do you remember that story? I don't know if we did the story here, but there was a story of a man. He had come home and the police were coming at him about his gun. He was like, "Well, shit, I'm at my house, and this is an open carry state. So what's the problem with my gun?" And the police were like, "No, you need to take the gun off." And he was like, "No, I don't." You know what I'm saying? And he was getting loud and buck with the police. And you know what they ended up having to do? Sir, step inside. And he went inside with his gun on his hip. And my point is, you know, I think they just needed an actual man there to help them out with that situation, unfortunately.
And also, I don't appreciate them having this young lady in the bushes with her fresh hair done. That was fresh. You could see it. Her hair was nice. You know what I'm saying? Someone took time and they were detailed with it. And then they got her sweating it out in that well, it was Georgia. It was in Georgia.
Yeah, it was Georgia.
Hot Georgia sun. Come on, man. And then on top of that, you dragging her. That part really did make me feel uncomfortable. The whole dragging part.
All right, so first of all, as you can see on the screen, we have a phone number. It says call into the morning rant at 213-355-RANT. If you have anything imperative to say about this topic, if there's anything you want to get off your chest. And while we wait to see if anyone calls, we're gonna go to the comments. Keenan says $100. The fired cop joins a local white supremacist group, and that's a safe bet. Go ahead, Steph.
He'll just go to the county over and join their police force.
Mm-hmm. That's about right.
Virginia Slim says it's not just black people that act in that regard. White people can wild the fuck out and not be treated in the same vein we are, and that's a real good point. But sometimes they do get treated that way too. There are videos of white people like, I know my rights. I don't have to step out the car, and then they crash their window and shit. So, you know, but at the same time, you know, you're right. For the most part, white people, it's well known that they will curse a cop out and get away with that shit. And in this case, I also wanted to say, because I didn't really give my opinion too much, that this guy was, you know, like they said earlier, it was obvious he was a frail body dude that didn't get any respect, that, you know, commanded authority by grandstanding, and that's why he didn't get any authority in the situation. And I don't think if it was me, Schoolboy, and Steph on that porch, he would have got as boisterous. You know what I mean? He did.
And Logic, I like how you said frail body. You mean pussy ass? Old pussy ass crocker?
I mean, he could have been.
Old pussy ass.
Being pussy. Being pussy is a mind. Being pussy is a mind state. That dude, he's pussy too, but that dude was literally that frail. Like if you look at his arms and shit in that shit, like that dude, I bet he can't do 20 push-ups, bro. Like he was really that frail. You know what I mean? Like dude was really that frail. I don't even know how he got out the police academy. Keep it real with you. Like he looked at that frail. You know what I mean?
His dad works there.
There you go. Brooklyn Honcho, salute to you, Brooklyn Honcho, and thank you for that Cash App, that donation from Brooklyn Honcho. I did get it. Salute to you for that generous donation, Brooklyn Honcho. He says, whatever happened to complying? So, you know, I think that's to Vanessa's point, like, you know, just basically comply as much as possible in that scenario. Laurel in the League says, we need the right black cops to police us. You don't escalate a situation that's already hostile. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think a cop should know how to de-escalate a situation. But of course, we know police aren't here to really protect and serve. They're here to protect property and things like that, but not necessarily us as a people. But, you know, I believe we can go a lot further as a society if we police our own communities, and we definitely learn how to de-escalate situations. There's security guards out there that know how to de-escalate situations way better than most of these police officers. So Virginia Sim says, what happened to de-escalating the situation? Facts. Mills Lane says, you will respect my authority. Eric Cartman. And yeah, that's exactly how the cop came off. You know what I mean? On some Eric Cartman shit. And 183rd B says the Second Amendment guarantees citizens the right to keep and bear arms. Our right to gun ownership ensures that we can defend those freedoms from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And you know, I'm not going to disagree with you there. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is, even though it's our Second Amendment, they make you apply for it. You know, everybody's not, you know, eligible to use the Second Amendment. Even like where we're from, you know, in New York City, it's not that easy to get a gun license. You know what I mean? And even if you have a gun, it's no guarantee that you'll be safe. So that's the other thing that I'm sure you know 183rd B. Like, you know, there's plenty of dudes in the hood that had weapons on them that still got their heads, you know what I mean, their wigs pushed back. So Vanessa, you had something to say?
No, I was just in agreement with you. I was saying the only way that you could get a gun in New York City is if you have a business where I think you're holding a certain amount of money, and if you are hunting upstate.
Pretty much. Louisville in the league says whoever called the police deserves to get their ass whipped. But Louisville, I think that's the problem. They already threatened to whip that person's ass, and then they called the police. So it's just a cycle. You know what I mean? So just a cycle, you know. Whip their ass, they call the police again, police back on the porch. You know, I think but you know, good thank goodness for the video and the show they put on, because this cop got fired. So hopefully the cop don't get rehired somewhere else, but it's a good chance that the cop will get rehired somewhere else. Keenan says he went over there too gun-ho. That's why we don't need people outside of the community police in the community. And I agree with that. I do think that we need more black cops that are about the people, but they can't go on TikTok because they will get fired too. Like the other cop we spoke of previously on a previous episode, where the black cop went on TikTok to talk that real shit, and they fired him. You know what I mean? So Mills Lane says free dumb fighters. Facts. And Louisville says this cop didn't get any respect in high school, and now he still doesn't get any respect. And Virginia Slim says, let me guess, Smilez, these are more nigga bitches. Smilez, you want to respond to that?
Yes, they are more nigga bitches. And you know what, truth be told, he probably wanted to always get a piece of a nigga bitch, I guess, as far as sexually. The way he stood on top of her face, it looked like he wanted to have her suck his dick. Like that's what he really wanted. But he obviously can't because he's in uniform, you know. So the only way that some of these men have any kind of physical contact with women is to arrest them. And so all that manhandling, all that tussling, I have a feeling that he had a hard on leaving that scene. Yeah.
All right, there you go. So listen, like we said, if you want to call into the morning rant, the number is 213-355-RANT. Look forward to hearing from you guys in the future. If you're not, you know, woke enough to call today, and I don't mean woke as in the metaphoric woke, I mean literally. I know if you're still tired, you know what I mean? I understand if you dragged your ass out of bed, respect to you. However, the number is there, and it will be there for you for a while. So if you feel like calling in and you want to join the conversation, feel free to hit us up. And speaking of the violence and protests and police brutality, we got an article that was sent to us from Stephon. I believe you sent us this article, and it's from the IBI Times, and it's in regards to everything that's happened right now in Kenosha, where they shot the unarmed black man 7 times in his back on his way to a car after breaking up a fight. And basically, the area in Wisconsin called Kenosha is on fire. They're protesting, and people actually got shot. There's actually a lot of people who got, injured recently. That got injured recently out there in Kenosha, Wisconsin. So we're gonna go into that. And this article is, like I said, comes to us from the International Business Times, and is labeled "White Supremacists Who Gunned Down Multiple Protesters in Kenosha Was Working with the Police?" ? So we're gonna see what's going on here. There's a video, and then I'm gonna play it, but I'm gonna also read the article so we can get more insight on what they're alleging. And let me just turn the volume up.
Show me what democracy looks like. Show me what
democracy look like?
This is what democracy looks like.
Whole streets,
Our streets,
whole streets,
our streets.
no justice,
No peace,
no crooked,
police,
no justice,
no peace,
no crooked ass,
police,
no justice,
no peace.
no crooked. We don't get it.
Our streets,
Whose streets?
our streets.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Whole streets,
Our streets,
whole streets,
our streets.
no justice.
All right, so this article, like I said, comes to us from the IBI Times and the International Business Times. And it says a man armed with an assault rifle has been linked to at least 2 shootings in Kenosha, Wisconsin on Tuesday night as protests over the shooting of Jacob Blake took a violent turn. One man was allegedly shot in the head directly across from a hospital in Kenosha by the man. Video shared on Twitter shows multiple shots ringing out outside of an auto body shop before an armed individual wearing an olive green t-shirt is seen fleeing the scene. They quote somebody saying he shot him. The witness can be heard saying in the video clip before the man takes off his shirt and bends down to assist the victim, who is on the ground between 2 parked vehicles. They quote somebody saying, put pressure on it, and they apply pressure on the gunshot wound on the side of his head with a piece of clothing. And this is some of the video that's on Twitter, and I'm not sure exactly how much they caught in this actual clip right here, but we're going to play it for research purposes.
Hey,
Hey, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. You shot him.
I didn't go.
Hey, you're okay. You're okay.
Talk to him.
You're okay.
Dude, there's like no shit. You pressure on this shit. Yeah, but you gotta keep him alive. Hey, bro, just talk to me, bro. What's up?
Wow. So, Vanessa, were you saying something?
I said I didn't see this. I was gonna refer to something I seen last night, which I think occurred right before this. I'm gonna put the video in the chat, but they have a video of where the Department of Corrections building in Kenosha, it was burned to the ground, and right in front of that building, it's an auto body shop, and people had threw glasses and stuff like that and broke the cars, and there was a white supremacist who was standing in front of that auto body shop with a rifle, and protesters was walking behind him, like just passing him. So he must have let off a couple of rounds after this.
Right. So apparently there's more footage, and I'm going to play the video. And this is the picture of the guy that as according to reports, one of the protesters who was shot by the man succumbed to his injuries. Kenosha police and the FBI actually looking. Sorry if you couldn't hear me. There was a little background noise and my mic get cut off. But once again, I said according to reports, one of the protesters who was shot by the man succumbed to his injuries. Kenosha police and the FBI claim they are actively looking for the shooter. So this is some more footage of the violence that took place in Wisconsin, Kenosha, Wisconsin, and warning: the video contains graphic images. Viewer discretion is advised. So all right, so I'm going to play the rest of that video, but apparently this background music is not even coming from the video. I don't know where the fuck it's coming from, and it's pretty intense to be playing over this actual video, but I'm gonna try to play this video again and see exactly where this audio is coming from. But we'll try to play it again without the audio being played in the background. And I think I found the source. Apologies for that, even though I know it was pretty timely. It kind of, devalued what was going on. So I seen somebody running, people were running, and the guy fell on the ground, and then he actually started shooting. So I'm gonna play that part again because I just wanted to get a clear understanding of the guy who was shooting, what was his positioning for shooting. So we're just gonna play it again. And yeah.
What do you do?
Okay, so you can hear them saying, what did he do? He shot someone, and then they say, get his ass. So even though it looks like he's right now defending himself, it looks like they were chasing him in the first place because he had already shot somebody.
What do you do?
Keep on this way!
I don't know if you guys seen it, but it looks like there was an officer right there. So this guy right here, it looks like he's an officer. I could be wrong, or he could just be another guy with a gun in a fake ass military outfit, but
Hey, he just shot them. Hey, dude right here just shot them. Dude right here just shot all them down there. That dude just shot them right there. That dude right here. Get the fuck down there. Someone injured straight ahead. Get out of the road! Get down there! God damn it!
yo, before I play another video, what the fuck did we just watch, yo?
They don't give a fuck about him. They just want him out the way.
They didn't even, I don't even think they were screaming at him when they were saying get out the road. I think they were screaming to the other people behind him. Steph, let's just go to you, Steph. I'm puzzled right now. Steph, what's your thoughts, man?
Yo, nigga, they just drove past them. Like, it was like four cars that drove past him. He's carrying an assault rifle.
Yeah.
He's not in uniform.
Oh, man. Like, he's in a green shirt. People are yelling, he just shot those people. Boy, what can you say, Logic?
Apparently, we got to say something, you know what I'm saying? Because our voices are that important. I know that we joke a lot, you know what I mean? We definitely don't do the PC shit up here, but this is one of those times where we just got to speak on it, you know what I mean? The same way we speak on anything else. I know it seems like there's nothing to be said, but there's somewhere right now there's somebody defending this guy. They're defending his actions. They're defending the police actions to drive right by him. And we gotta, you know what I mean? I think we're all in agreement, and we gotta talk from the other side of the coin. You know what I'm saying? Schoolboy, your thoughts?
This man killed 2 people, ran towards the police with the same assault rifle he just killed 2 people with, and we all just watched the police avoid him completely. The car's backing up, and then the fucking trucks come up. He's like, yo, here, I'm here, take me. And they're like, yo, get out the way, man. We gonna go get us some Negroes. We need to get us some protesters. Like,
Right.
yo, come on, man.
I don't mean to cut your wisdom short, but we do have a phone call, our first phone call on the show. So I do want to hear what I has to say. Caller, can you hear us? Caller, can you hear us? Caller, are you still there? So that's me pressing the button, caller. Are you still there? Caller, I don't hear you. Maybe you have to call us back. But the phone is connected to the system. This is us pressing the button, and I don't hear you. So possibly we can call that caller back too, because the number did show up. But yeah, Schoolboy, you want to finish your thought, or were you finished before we?
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. I mean, if this doesn't show, you know how in the last video these women were call the police. Yo, this is what's gonna happen when you call the police on white supremacists who shoot you. The police are not gonna give a fuck, because we're back. This is 2020, but we're back in 1862 when things like this were happening. There were all kind of little fracases and stuff like that going on, and people were being brutalized, and the authorities were doing nothing to help the people being brutalized. They were instead helping the people who were doing the brutalizing. That's what we should expect. We're not supposed to like don't come to the police expecting them to protect you. They're not going to do that. That's not what they're there for. Just in case you didn't know that.
All right, caller, can you hear us now? Caller, we still don't hear you. Can you hear us now? Let's try this again. Caller, can you hear us now? Hello. All right, we'll call you right back. For some reason, I don't hear this person, but that was a little gross what we just saw. So apparently it was a white man that got shot in his arm. That was pretty gross. I'm going to call this caller back just out of respect to see what's going on. And bear with us. Want to know who our first caller is?
Hello.
Peace. This is Logic from the Morning Rant.
Honcho, man. What's this, Jah?
Yeah, man. Salute, Brooklyn Honcho. What's good with you, bro?
Yo, good morning, man. I just wanted to let you know, man. You just pissed me the hell off with that one. Don't show me that so early in the morning, man. Like, that's ridiculous, dog. I would have been killed just for being black, regardless of a gun or not. Right. You got them people telling you, like, yo, that man just shot somebody and he literally walked by them, and now you're talking about the FBI looking for him?
Right.
Like everybody on that whole task force should be fired. The hell with it, man. It's free range. It's just free range on lives. Lives don't matter no more. Nobody life matters anymore. Like, are you kidding me, dog? I can't believe what I just saw. I've never seen anything like that.
So just to put a little context to it, you know, me personally, when we go through the story, since we plan on reading the articles and watching the videos, I tend not to you know, watch the video before the show or read too in depth into the article, because what I like to do is give my, you know, honest opinion based on just being informed with it. So I had no idea what I was about to see. And I feel the same way you do. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is ridiculous. They're telling us they're looking for this.
I don't understand it, John. Why? First off, the shooting was bad enough, but the disgusting part is how he just literally got away. Did anybody, were there casualties, or was it just people injured?
Oh, nah, it was. They definitely say people got killed out there. They're definitely saying people. Yeah, there are people dead out there right now. So there's an article saying right now from the New York Times saying 2 killed and 1 injured on third.
Oh my God!
Yeah, on third night of unrest. So yeah, people were definitely killed out there.
This is where the government needs to start actually like showing themselves up. Let's see who from the White House steps down there and makes like there's no getting past what just happened. And this guy's on the loose, by the way. When you literally had him so many different times. This is I don't know, John. Like maybe I called on the wrong note. You know what I mean? I just rolled over, man, turned you guys on, and this is what I get to see. That ain't cool, homie.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool
about this whole action.
It's cool. We appreciate your call. You know what I'm saying? I think Vanessa just dropped out. I don't know if she got a dip. Or she
doing hot topics today or something. I need something light in my heart, man.
We'll definitely go to something light right after this, but I'm gonna let the other Cash.
So much,
I'm gonna let the other Cash speak to you as well. So, Steph, you got anything to say? Brooklyn Honcho on
the
Cash.
Steph, boy, Vanessa, peace, everyone. Good morning.
Vanessa.
Good morning, G.
Well, Vanessa, you want to say what's up to the caller?
Yeah.
You're doing it for me. I just can't believe it. Oh man, it's my pleasure. I'm just sorry. It was on such a, just a terrible situation, and that right there is something that I have no words for. I don't know. I've never seen anything like that. Hearing it and seeing it literally, it's one of those get the fuck out of here situations. Excuse me for cursing, but I just can't believe what I just literally saw. This guy with a whole assault rifle walk by massive, armored trucks, just to walk free, and now they're supposed to have the FBI get away. Get rid of the whole.
Listen.
Yes.
And look for him now for what? What are y'all gonna do now? Y'all didn't do nothing then. So what's the point of looking for him now?
Walk by. He walked to them. With his hands in the air.
When people screaming, he shot somebody.
Mm-hmm. And they said, "Watch out! We got to get to the real criminals, the protesters."
Yeah,
they told him, "Get out of the way."
So I think it's obvious what's going on, what world we living in. Sometimes we debate about the world we living in, but this is right here is an example of the world we living in. You feel me? So, Brooklyn Honcho, I appreciate your call. I also appreciate your donation too, Playboy. You know what I mean?
Hold on, is that the dude?
Yeah, that's him.
The one with the hat on? Oh yeah, yep, the one with the hat in the orange bag.
Yeah, that's him. Brooklyn Honcho, you still there? Still says you on the line.
He's still trying to get in contact with the police. Look at this.
Yeah, because this is the thing. If he doesn't get arrested, he can't get the GoFundMe popping. He got to get arrested.
He want to be a white supremacist hero. Brooklyn Honcho, I don't hear you. If you can hear me, let me know if you can hear me. I don't hear you. It says you're still on the line, but I don't hear you. But I'm gonna let you go. Definitely don't hear you right now. But if you can hear me, thank you for your call. Definitely salute to you and thank you for your donation. And we feel the same way. And we definitely will get to a thought topic right after this because this, I think, drained us all. But however, I believe our opinions and our talking points are just as important as the people that talk that bullshit. And even though we all don't agree up here all the time, you know what I mean? This is one of those times where we got to speak up. We have another caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Yo, what's good?
Yo. I called for the subject. I just wanted to thank for the shout out yesterday.
Yeah, man. Sleazy Aki, what's good, man? Happy born day. Happy born day.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank y'all. Thanks for the shout out. Thanks for the shout out, yo.
No doubt.
I like to keep it moving.
Nah, but did you see what we're looking at right now?
Yeah, that shit is crazy. I don't know what. Yeah.
No words for
you know they hear about it. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're gonna have to follow this situation though. You know what I'm saying? Because they claim they're looking for him, even though he was right there, and we need to see what happens to him after this. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to know what happens.
Niggas hiding in plain sight. Niggas hiding in plain sight, yo.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We need to see what happens to this dude after this, though, man. I don't think this should be the last thing we hear of this scenario. And look, it looks like he had a whole brotherhood.
If we don't find him hanging, then what's the point of finding him?
I mean,
yes.
So what do you think? Let me ask you. You know what I mean? Because when we were young, right? We used to do a lot of dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? I know you personally, right? So, you know, I'm just gonna throw that out there, right? We used to do a lot of dumb shit, and when we used to do a lot of dumb shit, we used to say in regards to like somebody with a bat, you're only gonna get one swing, right? But this guy had a whole assault rifle. How do you feel about the protesters who were running after him to try to take him down in the moment? Do you feel they did the right thing, the bold thing, or that they should have been more cautious? Because I feel like more people got shot. I think the guy who got shot in his arm was the guy who got shot in point blank range.
I don't know. I don't know how they didn't beat the shit out of the nigga and disarm him, yo. I just don't see how that went down. You see what I'm saying? It's one of him, like, hey, 2-3 people get quit, right? Whatever. But you know, he should have been disarmed and he should have got a headshot. You know what I mean? He should have headshot him, but I don't know. Niggas ain't really, this world's different. Niggas ain't built like that, because it could have been like 10 of us and probably 2 of us that got clapped, but he would have got headshots in the end. So I can't really, that's what I said, I really have no words for you. Want to hear my opinion on that shit. That whole shit is crazy.
Yeah, we do. But it's definitely crazy. I just wanted to know how you felt about them, the people who ran up on him and ran behind him and shit like that. Like, do you feel they was being the right thing, or you know, feel they did the right thing for running, like chasing him down? I think, of course, one of them.
It was kind of stupid, but if you about it, then you know.
You gotta be about it. I hear that.
Yo, they were so close, but the dude, when he grabbed one of the dudes grabbed the gun, and then I don't know what he was trying to do. Like, he was trying to take it and run. I was like, no, you should have hit him. Like when you when you got an assault rifle, you got to shoot it like this, right? When you're further away, you're now a target. When you're up on him, he can't do. You're more of a threat when you're up on him. When you step away, now you just target practice. I don't know what he was thinking.
Right. We just missed a call. I'm gonna call that person back. Sleazy Aki.
I'm out. Yo, good looking for this shout out, yo.
You already know. Happy born day again. You heard?
Yeah, I be safe.
Yes, sir.
Yo, I appreciate the donation, bro.
Yo, your stuff, fix that shit. V shit out up there either. Yeah, fix that shit, so I can, you know what I mean?
Oh,
so
I appreciate it.
Tell you to fix your CashApp tag. I guess maybe there's something wrong about it. All right,
yo, I tried Steph shit, but it didn't pop up. So I don't know. Maybe I'll like DM the nigga or something, just so he can send me the link or something. I'll probably do the same shit with you. But
I mean,
yeah,
V shit is V shit is in the description. You know what I'm saying? But Steph, if his shit ain't pop up, it might be something wrong with it. But it might be spelled a little wrong. But yo, let me go to this other caller. Yo, thanks for you know.
Yeah, they got business.
All right, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so let me go to this other call we missed, and we try to call this person back because we appreciate all the callers now. We're lit.
Hello.
Peace. This is Morning Rant. It's JahLogic from the Morning Rant. You called the number?
Yeah, this is Louisville. What's going on, man?
Louisville, what's up with you?
Hey, man. Okay, all right. Let's get to this shit. So, ass whooping one-on-one. If you gonna go there and whoop somebody's ass that has a gun, please take that gun from them, or they will shoot your ass when they done. That's the only thing that I do not understand. Why didn't they actually ran up on him, hit him a couple times? Take that gun, then whoop his ass. Take that little orange bag. If you never know what's in there too. Like that's the only thing I didn't understand about the whole video.
So you saying when they ran up on him, basically they tried to hit him first. You saying I think you saying because I think I saw that too. They tried to hit him instead of just go after the gun first.
Yeah, like I mean, they should have hit him, of course. You know, they should have hit him. But then they tried to hit him. Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they should have hit him first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean But also they should have took that took his weapon away. That's how I'm looking at it. Like nobody would have got harmed again. You know, like you said, somebody did get shot before that. So to get somebody else got done away.
Right.
It's all what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
So you think it was a bold thing or the right thing to do to chase him down?
Yeah, I think it's about it.
Your phone breaking up a little bit, but you said yes, right?
Yeah. It's about it. What I went with it. Don't tell here, don't halfway. Go full throttle.
Go full throttle.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I hear you. You definitely can't be halfway about some shit. If you're gonna be about it, be about it. I definitely feel you on that. You got anything to say to the cast?
Oh, hey, shout out to Cash. Hey, man, this is the show. Shout out to Schoolboy. Shout out to Vanessa Smilez. Shout out to Steph. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all I have to say, man. Yeah.
All right, man. Listen, man, thank you for your call. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? And hope to see you when you come back to New York. You know what I'm saying?
That's like this Corona thing is over there.
Well, exactly. We get a grip on that. All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon enough. Peace. So I don't know if anybody else tried to call, but the calling number is there. I see HB2N says, "What's the calling number?" I saw it live. If you want to give us your live account. All right. Peace. It's the morning rant. Who's this? My fault. Hello, peace. Can you hear me?
Yo.
What's good, brother? Who this? HB2N.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, what's goody, man? Hey, I saw that shit live last night, man. I was watching the guy's page is Rage Incognito. This guy goes, he's been at every one of these protests. He just flies out and holds his camera on. But what happened yesterday? It was like 3 different groups out there. It was the Proud Boys, the Antifa Boys, and it was Black Lives Matter. So basically, Black Lives Matter got into a beef with the Antifa Boys, and then that's basically what was going on. It was basically 3 different factions out there, all going against each other. Right. So yeah, it was wild. But I saw that dude with the green shirt. I'm snitching on everybody. I don't give a fuck. But I thought the dude with the green shirt, he was the one. Some guy came out because they were trying to protect that gas station. Some guy tried to come out, and as soon as he came out, trying to like get tough or whatever, dude hit him twice, and his whole back was blown out.
So wait,
like
when you say the dude tried to get tough, like how so? Like how did he try to get tough?
He walked up on a dude with the I think he had like an M5, some type of assault rifle.
Yeah, I think they said it was
basically
M5,
walked up. Yeah, he walked up straight up on him, and then just like I don't know, man. These protests got people acting weird because I don't know about you, man. I'm not walking up on nobody with an assault rifle talking shit.
Right.
I'm just not. But they just walking up. That was the same thing that was happening with the girls too. Like with the Black Lives Matter, they ran up on the Proud Boys. So it was pretty wild, man.
So the dude with the green shirt that we saw get chased, he shot somebody after getting ran up on at the gas station.
Yeah. No, he did shot somebody. He shot him twice. I sat there and watched him. And then the crazy thing is the hospital was right there. So, they carried the guy up. But honestly, I saw him get into that. They didn't have like trucks. They had vans. And when I saw him get in that van, he looked like he was already gone.
Right. Yeah, most likely he was one of the 2 people that they said died.
Yeah. No, he was gone. It was wild out there, man. I just think it was like three different groups all kind of colliding. Just 2 of them were strapped. That was the issue.
So in your opinion, not to cut your wisdom short, but in your opinion, the guy who ran up and got shot, I know you said he got tough with him, but did he flare up in a threatening way?
Not a little bit. It wasn't. You know, it wasn't nothing too crazy. Like he didn't swing on him, but he got right in his face. And I think whatever was there was enough for him to shoot him. You know, like he didn't swing on him though. That's I definitely saw that. It was just the altercation.
It was just it was just words.
It was just words. It was just words. Yeah.
So I mean, we got to follow this situation because I don't think nobody deserves to die from just words. But at the same time, I agree with you. I'm not running up to nobody with an assault rifle to have an argument. and or discussion. My last question to you is the guy who ran up on him, obviously he was from one of the other groups than him. Was what was the in your opinion from what you saw, what was the race or nationality of this dude that got shot?
No, they were all I ain't even trying to front, they were all white, man. It was all white boys. I think when I was watching that video, I maybe saw like 10 niggas like straight up. It was all white people out there, and I don't know, man. That shit blew my mind. Like I'm looking for the niggas. That's the type of time I was on last night. Like where are they?
Right.
I think I saw one black dude. All he had was like a little pistol. Like what are you doing with that? That was it. Boys out here with. They got everything out here. They got drums. They got clips. Like, what is going on? I don't know, man.
Shit, at least he had something. You want to say anything to the cast? Vanessa, Schoolboy, Steph, you want to talk? You say anything to them?
I salute to all y'all. Schoolboy, you already know, man. I pray for you every day, man. I already know the type of smoke you be having to deal with. Vanessa, y'all show is definitely lit, man. In the morning, I like how you guys always stay respectful to each other and keep it classy too, man. So
thank you.
Definitely keep on what y'all doing, man.
I mean a lot coming from you. Schoolboy, you want to unmute your mic? You know what I mean? Man said he's praying for you.
Man, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that, man. It goes down, but I keep my head up. You know what I mean?
Yo, what we're going to tell you though, before, everybody go to HB2N's page, and you know we don't like talking about other podcasters or anything like that up here, but HB2N does a lot of great work with Lady Shay, and we Schoolboy and I have thoroughly enjoyed the content.
Hey man, you know I'm a fuck shit type nigga, man. So
Hey, hold up. I gotta say this, man. This man Stephon is strong on that show, goddamn. He don't play no game.
Oh, nigga, HB2N about to make a track about you, Schoolboy. You better relax.
No, I'm chilling right now.
Yo.
Hold on, HB2N. How's my shirt today? Is it too big? Is it HB2N flame one of my shirts one day?
What I say about your shirt?
I think you said it was too loose or some shit you were saying, but
no.
It's my first time speaking to you, and I want to tell you that I really enjoy your content. You know what I mean? Your music. I definitely think your interview skills are up to par. That's what me and Schoolboy was talking about behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like your interview style is, you know, the questions you're not afraid to ask. We enjoyed it. And also on top of that, I really appreciate the compliment coming from you as somebody who's an avid listener of, you know, several podcasts, and you support the shows that you listen to. You know what I mean? So I see that in you. I recognize that, and I'm happy that our show is one of the shows that's in your playlist. You feel me? So I want to thank you for calling up, man. Real talk.
All right, salute to y'all, man.
Salute.
Appreciate it. Have a good rest of the day too.
You too. Good morning.
Salute.
Peace. So we have J Doug on the check-in now, and I believe J Doug has some words for the scenario that we're talking about. Before we get into that, though, I want to get into the comments. And but good morning, J Doug. Good morning. Where are you at right now, bro? Look like you in your work shirt, but then look like you in the studio. I don't understand. Where you at?
I'm waiting to go to court right now. So
you waiting to go to court?
Yeah, so I gotta wait here by the computer until the bailiff brings me in. And Schoolboy, I just want to give you a word of advice, sir. unbutton them 2 buttons on your collar right there. You don't have to button them up. There's the 2 little buttons that you got buttoned because it making it look like you got one of them old school pastor shirts that had a button with no collar. So I need to see your collar right now. And that looked like the same shirt that you had on yesterday. I'm not gonna lie about that either.
Oh man, and we got Miss Ravioli on the check-in as well. Miss Ravioli, good morning to you.
How you doing, Miss Ravioli?
Good morning.
Morning. All right, so let me go to the comments before.
Trying to get.
Sorry about that, Miss Ravioli. I actually prematurely muted your mic. Say what you were saying. You
I just said good morning.
Okay, good morning to you. I think there's a little bit of a delay there because you're out on the road. But let me go to these comments. Keenan Collins says, "Lady, clap on, clap off, Lil." And Mills Lane says, "Is Grandmaster Jay and the NFAC on their way to Wisconsin?" Question mark. I would say that they probably will be out there. In my opinion, I think they will be. But what will happen when they get there is beyond me. Sleazy Aki says, "Shout out to for calling people back." No doubt. You know, we definitely don't want to leave anybody in the wind. If you call the line and we somehow couldn't, pick up, we're definitely gonna call you back. Virginia Slim says they had him down on the ground, but they let him get up. They should have stomped the shit out of him. And HB2N, who called in, salute to you. Sosa Solar says, "This is the way you can talk to an imperial empire that think are invisible." I think there's a little typos there, but it says, "and promote terror and fear, not just international but domestic." Keenan says, "Ban AR-15s." Keenan also says, "Change the screen." So we took that off. It was pretty crazy, huh? Because homie got shot in the arm, and as HB2N says, I agree with this, that he's losing that arm. And he also says the man who was shooting people and got away with it, HB2N says allegedly he's a secret agent.
Gotta be.
You gotta be to get away with that shit, or he just had the complexion for the protection, as we all know. Virginia Slim says they literally walking definition of white privilege. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's what we witnessed. In case if anybody was confused, that's what we watched. We watched the man with an AR-15 with a group of people who say, I think it was an M5 or AR-15 with assault rifle, nevertheless, walk towards the police officers. Not one police officer say, "What are you doing walking towards us with that gun?" None of them fear for their life. Not to mention there was a crowd of people screaming he just shot those people. Vanessa, you were trying to say something? Unmute your mic.
No, I was gonna say he had his hands up. Yeah. So he was showing that he was waving the white flag. He was showing that he was, surrendering. And that wasn't enough. And even when he pulled over, even as they passed by and they got closer where he was standing with his other fellow white supremacists, he then walked up to the police officer's vehicle. I don't know what happened after that because I don't know if there's footage of that, but he was trying to have communication with the police and the police was adamantly ignoring.
Yeah, they gave no fucks about him. He had all the free reign he needed out there to continue.
And I just want to say this. These protesters and people who are, especially when you're protesting in these rural areas, you got to understand these white boys have been out here training. They in the woods, they in the mountains. They got guns on top of bullets, on top of all type of ammunition. They've been ready. They've been waiting to do things like this. And I think if the protesters are not aware of these circumstances, they're going to end up in situations where they are getting their arm blown off for, not to say that it's the right thing to be done to them, but you got to understand what you up against.
Right. And the comment didn't come into the system yet for me to put it on the screen, but HB2N says they've been waiting, and he also says protesters are food. You know what I mean? Here we go. So there you go. Protesters, they've been waiting, and Vanessa's right. Protesters are food. And let me go to the other comments. A lot of comments came in during this situation. Steph, are you trying to say something? Or Let me see. Sorry about that, guys. Steph?
Yeah, what I was saying is, Vanessa, you do make a good point. They are waiting. I agree with that 100%. They've been waiting on this. But they're shooting other white people from this video. So it's like the white people know they've been white people. They white people too. Who know? Who's to say that they hadn't been training? And apparently, fear is not a real factor because they chased him down, knowing good and well he had an assault rifle.
Well, you know that adrenaline is something else. But Louisville in the league says so. These motherfuckers could walk down the street with a loaded gun and not get stopped. Man, fuck America KKK. Mills Lane says skin tone meter non-threatening. Facts. And Virginia Slim says, did they let the shooter just walk by? That's exactly what we saw. And Mills Lane says, what the fuck? HB2N says they not killing niggas though. They just want to kill anything. So they were killing other white people out there. It was white people killing white people. Virginia Slim says, facts, Mills. These cowards been waiting for a race war to pop off for decades. And that was response to this comment from Mills Lane says they've been waiting for this opportunity for years. Now riots have gave them a lane to shoot. And Louisville in the league says, okay, ass whooping 1-on-1. If you're going to attack someone with a gun, take it from them or you will be shot. And Keenan says, through saying it was a 17-year-old who shot. So the guy, there was another picture I saw, he definitely looked pretty young. But you know, I don't know his age, but maybe they are saying that. Miss Ravioli, you just came in. Do you have anything to say about this before we move on? I wanted to ask J Doug, but I don't know what just happened. It seems like he just calmed down. But do you have anything to say in regards to what we just saw?
No, we can move on.
All right. So the rest of the comments are talking about this scenario.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're just a little bit on a lag. HB2N says that that guy's back was blown all the way out. And then Louisville says, if we're not going after the cop, then fuck the protests. And yeah, so that was that. We're going to follow that story. I know that was a little disheartening for a lot of our viewers, but, you know, at the same time, we like to laugh, joke up here, but we also like to, you know, give out information and talk about shit that really matters as well. And a pending possible brewing civil war, I think, is worth our attention. And that's what this seems like. It seems like people are getting more bolder and more ready to actually get into actual gunfights in the street over their political views. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, all of these different groups and these factions that, like HB2N told us were out there, the difference is their political views. That's what really makes the difference. And as you can see, they don't mind killing each other based on political views. So, Steph, can you pull up that article you sent us based on the NBA situation? Steph Curry.
This is little brother Seth. Actually.
All right. Can you pull it up, or do you need me to send it to you?
It's not that far. It wasn't that far long ago. I sent it. Yeah, it's
so
right there.
You sent the article. I think it's a little lighthearted, but Vanessa, you want to say something?
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you really, really quick though. While he pulls this up, what if this is not a civil war already? What do you think would declare this nation in a civil war state?
That's a real good question. What do I think would take for that to for them to declare officially a civil war? I'm gonna let Schoolboy go first on that one.
Oh yeah, anybody. I mean, I'm just curious.
Let him go first on that one.
So being that I got that degree in political science, international studies, what we should expect to see in this country, based on where we are right now in history, is they're not going to make that declaration. It's going to be something that we look back on history and say, oh, that's what that was. So there's not going to, because you got to remember that armies nowadays, when we look at war statistics in Iraq, if a truck full of soldiers, let's say 8 soldiers passed away, all the flags are at half-mast, right? It's a big deal when we have a little bit of people who pass away in these battles. So these what we saw in Kenosha was a battle. It was what it was. We had armed factions out there because a lot of these BLM protesters have guns too. It just so happens that the white supremacists or whatever they were shot off the first rounds and shot people and killed people and then got away with the help of the police. So you got 3 factions out there fighting. One shot and the other one with support, and the other one goes back, and they'll probably be back out on the street again. So we're not going to see, it's not going to be on the news. We have to just declare it as what it is. And like I keep saying, I'm going to keep saying, when we see statistics like we see in Chicago, if those same statistics were being seen in Iraq, all over the whole country. Now remember, Chicago is just a city. But if we had 100 people get shot in a weekend in Iraq, we would call those war statistics. It's just because it's in the United States that we call them crime statistics. So it is what it is, man. This country's at civil war. If we look at the history that we saw back in the day, before there was a large civil war where hundreds of thousands of people were dying, tens of thousands of people were dying in these battles, there were these small fracases that were happening around the country. You know, slaves trying to get free and the abolitionists helping them out. Right. And the police force saying, we're just here to uphold the law. That's exactly what was happening right before the Civil War. Then they actually had the repeating guns. Remember, we are the ones who refined rifle technology and the repeating guns and stuff like that. We're the ones who did that, which is why our Civil War was so deadly. And this is the reason. Go ahead.
So, Schoolboy, you're basically saying, in a nutshell, that we won't notice it when we see it, but we'll look back at history and say that was a civil war. That's
based on the numbers.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. Stephon, what's your thoughts? What would have to happen, or what would it have to look like for the mainstream to admit that we're in a civil war?
For the mainstream to admit, I think they're already kind of whispering. There's always whispers if you watch the news and watch certain political analysts. But I will admit, man, shout out to Schoolboy, man. That was a really good take. Yeah. I can't follow that, man. That was good.
Yeah, well, it was real good, but that's what I'm saying. What you think? What would it take to for the mainstream to admit it? Because we know, I agree with him, and I'm going to comment on that. I agree with him that we're going to have to look back on it and say that was a war, right?
Well, when we say,
what do you think that mainstream is going to need for them to acknowledge it currently? You know what I'm saying?
It might not ever get acknowledged. For the simple fact is, like, how do you distinguish sides? Because it's not like there's North versus South. It's not necessarily black versus white.
Right.
It's just what you believe. You know what I'm saying? So it might never actually get called a war.
That's why I posed the question, because it's like all of these instances that I'm seeing all around the country is just like, you would think that this is what we're living in. So many cities, so many places that, you have both sides fighting, a different fight, but I feel like America's not declaring a war. They're not declaring a state of emergency. They're not declaring, the race war that everybody's been talking about. So that's why I was just wondering. But like Schoolboy said, it makes sense. Like, we'll have to look back on it, because technically, based on the numbers that exist right now, it's comparable to what has happened before this. So
right.
Yo, you know what? I'm sorry to cut you off with Logic, but another place that we can look for this information to be confirmed is, remember the crack wars of the late 80s and 90s?
They called that a crack war?
They don't call it that, but that's what it was. They call it the war on drugs, is what they call it.
Yes. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how they're going to flower it up. Listen, what's the name of that book? I can't think of it right now. I think 1984, I think, was the name of the book. But they talk about how they will engage, like fascist governments will engage in doublespeak. So when an announcement is made, they'll say, well, 100 criminals died today. And on another station, when you change the station, it'll say 100 freedom fighters died today. And you don't know what to think. It's just based on what your vantage point is. But the fact of the matter is 100 people died, and there might have been different types of combatants on the field. So you really got to be critical at this time.
I looked it up. I believe you're right. There's a book called 1984, written by
George Orwell.
Yep. And there was a movie about it too. So Virginia Slim says, respect Schoolboy. That was on point. HB Twin says, yep. Ms. Ravioli, did you want to answer that question? What do you think the mainstream would need for them to consider what we're going through an actual civil war? Your mic is muted. It's on Teddy Riley. Ms. Ravioli. There
Sorry
you go.
about that. I think military presence on the street, like more military presence, and then they'll acknowledge it.
Or
Because
that's a
here
good
in
point.
Atlanta, there's military presence down by the well, at least a couple of weeks ago, there was military presence at the state capitol. I asked those gentlemen what were they doing. I won't tell you their reply, but I could tell you I was a witness to them basically doing nothing but standing outside of Hummers.
Why were you bothering the officers? Why were you bothering the soldiers?
I was simply making an inquiry to individuals that appeared to be simply standing and chit chatting on our tax dollars and time.
Miss
I was
Ravioli on the
not
job.
bothering anyone.
Miss Ravioli on the job, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to you. I agree with that. I think not only will military presence have to be there if they would acknowledge it in current times. I think that military personnel probably will have to get hurt in the crossfires or during it. I think if that happens, or I think that has to be attached, like Stephon said, to something that we can tangibly understand the beef, right? So right now everybody's beefing on their beliefs, but that's not enough for it to be mainstream, right? So they're going to need to see, like, basically they're predicting a civil war if Trump doesn't leave office. Well, some people are predicting some sort of a civil war or him legally fighting back if he doesn't leave office, respectively. You know what I mean? Respectful. So if people say something like that happens, something big that a president doesn't want to leave office, and then people take to the streets, you know what I'm saying, and fight around the same time, I can see history or even current mainstream media saying there's a civil war and this is why, right? So if they don't have something like something that's that big to tie to it, they're not going to just say, oh, there was a war between racists and people that were anti-racist and because police brutality and all of that type of shit. I don't see that happening until, like Schoolboy said, down the line where we look back and say this how many people got shot around this time and injured, and this was a civil war. So that was a real good question, Vanessa. Thank you for that. Do you have the article pulled up, Steph?
Yeah, I do. You want me to read it?
I'm gonna pull it up right here, but I didn't read it in advance, so I'm gonna let you gave it to us, and I think this is somewhat of a thought topic. I think it would count. Vanessa, let us know if we're right, if it's a thought topic, but it's something about a love triangle that involves NBA playoffs 2020 love triangle.
It looks very thotty.
Right. So we're gonna we were requested some thought topics, so we're gonna try to get into something a little bit more lighthearted. So go ahead, Steph, give us the highlights of this story right here.
Well, it's not a long article. It's already the best. It's already the best series of the first round of the NBA games. But in case you need another reason to tune in, Clippers mass battle. There's a whole lot of personal baggage attached to this matchup, and it didn't take long for the baggage to resurface all over the internet on Monday after clashing between Clippers forward Paul George and Mavericks guard Seth Curry. Curry, who is the younger brother of Golden State Warriors superstar Steph Curry, drove to the hoop in the fourth quarter, skipped through that, tied the game, drew a foul on Paul George, and hit the layup. He turned to George and called him bitch ass before walking to the line and hitting the bonus free throw. It's at this point the internet quickly reminded us that Seth Curry is married to Kylie Rivers, who is who George once dated. Rivers is also the daughter of the Clippers head coach Doc Rivers. She ended her relationship with George after he allegedly cheated with a stripper while in Miami. George saw with the stripper, Daniela Regic, I can't say her name, for several months, and she fell pregnant. I don't know how that makes sense, but he had a paternity test and found to be the father, but he objected to having a relationship with his daughter, prompting Rajic to take him to court. They settled it. They later began seeing each other and again had a second daughter. They're now in a full-blown relationship and post cute photos on social media all the time. Like, you can scroll down. I'm not sure if you guys are actually looking at it. The picture of that's them, family, right? And
there we go.
Yeah, if you go down, you see Seth Curry with Paul George's ex-girlfriend, and now they have a child together.
So wait. She has a child from both of them, or
No. She has. All right. She has a child with the guy in the picture. That bottom picture.
Right.
That's their child together. That's her only child. Right.
Okay.
But she used to date the gentleman in the upper picture.
With the other two children.
Right.
Right.
He cheated on her.
He cheated on her with that woman in that picture.
Right.
Wait. So he had these two children with the person he cheated on her with?
Yes.
Yeah. The first one, like they said, he had when he cheated on her in Miami. And then I guess probably they split, and then he ended up going back to the girl at the top picture, and they had the second one. Gotcha.
I mean,
and the real interesting part is that the girl who he cheated on is the daughter of his head coach.
Oh, wow.
That is what people are leaving out. That is a very interesting part.
So the coach is probably like 20 push-ups.
You know what I'm saying?
And who a bitch ass?
Oh, the little light skinned boy at the bottom. He
called
the
bitch.
Why would he do that?
Yeah, why would he do that? He came up off of his, cheating on this woman.
They both got families.
He called it during the game. He went for a layup. He scored the layup, but he was fouled by the gentleman at the top, and he called him a bitch ass. I don't know if it was the heat of the game or if it was more to it. You never know.
Light skinned nigga shit.
Right. That's how light skinned niggas give it up.
All right, listen. All right, listen, Vanessa. Vanessa and Ravioli. This question is for you two as ladies. And I'll pose it to the fellas to it, but I want to hear your ladies' point of view first. Is it still cheating if he ended up with that woman? You know what I mean? Like, is it still like cheating if he ended up like in a long-term loving relationship with the other woman and had these two children?
I always say cheating is based on perception. Usually, sometimes, especially when it comes to these scenarios, when Stephon first read the article and he said that he got caught up with a stripper in Miami, I was just like, that don't count. Like that was my initial statement. That doesn't count. Like a nigga goes to Miami. I mean, for me, if my nigga goes to Miami, I know he's fucking or sucking something. You better not bring me that back, and you better use the condom. That's my mindset. So
wait, sucking what?
So that's what I want to know.
Sucking on a bit. I've seen niggas at strip clubs suck on bitches' titties. Like I've seen that.
Oh, okay.
I would prefer a man not to do that. I mean, for me, in my situation, like we have an understanding, like you're not to eat nobody else's pussy. You're not to kiss nobody. We have those understandings. You are allowed to get your dick sucked, but if you do decide to fuck a bitch, you need to be using a condom. And if you don't, we have issues. So that's me. For me, but for me, cheating would be you go eat this bitch's pussy. That's cheating to me.
All right, so I like where we're going with this. So salute to your dude. He's lucky.
But he doesn't need to go anywhere because he's here, so it works out.
All right, but all right. So eating pussy is off the limits and all that. But what about kissing? What if he's?
Oh yeah, eating pussy and kissing is 1 and 1. Those are both off limits.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So basically, all right. So that's a good take, Miss Ravioli. If you were with a dude, he cheated on you, but then he ended up in a loving relationship with the woman he cheated with. Do you look at that as cheating, or more like he was in between relationships when you guys.
To me, that's cheating. That is all cheating for
Okay.
me.
Okay.
But like Vanessa said, like everything, it's up to the individual. But for me, yes, that is definitely cheating.
Okay.
I would be done.
Schoolboy, what's your thoughts? Was he cheating if he ended up in a relationship with that woman, or was he just in between relationships?
I don't have an opinion on this foolishness, man.
It's below your grade level, schoolboy. He like, nah, this is
Yeah, man. I just this morning I'm working on a lot of other things, and whatever kind of bullshit they got going on is obviously none of my business. However, I can see from the picture that the lady at the top of the screen has a fat ass, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean,
amen.
She definitely has a stripper ass, but yo, Stephon, what's your thoughts? Was he in between relationships, or was it really cheating?
Both of them are no. He was in a committed relationship when he took his ass to Miami. Now he was choosing up. You know what I'm saying? He went down there, and you know how the nigga go to the strip club and try to save the stripper.
Yeah.
Well, stripper saved. Paul George has officially saved the stripper. He was in the strip club throwing the ones like, you ain't got to do this no more. Come on, man. You don't got to do this. I can take you up out this life. Come on, man.
All right, so let's dig a little deeper, man. First of all, J Doug, when he left, he wasn't joking. He really had caught. So prayers up to J Doug, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, he's cool with goes through.
What kind of court this man got that he outside with the microphone, got the whole podcast set up outside the court?
He just texted me. He said traffic court. So I don't think he.
Oh my God, he'll be out. God damn, you act like he in court about some other shit.
I didn't know originally what he was in court for, but I think he was just killing time before he had to go in court. But still, praise up for the points on his license. Hopefully, he don't get no points on his license. But go ahead, Steph. Yeah.
I'm about to say, can I comment off of the two ladies? Vanessa said, as long as he wears a condom, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Which, and most people they'll love that. But if I'm cheating with a baddie like that, ain't no condom. I'll tell you right now, ain't no condom. You seen that? You seen that thing? Bare back. You feel me? You ain't finna deprive me on my Miami trip. You fuck all that. That's out the window. You seen it? You see? Hey, he couldn't resist. That thing was swollen. You know what I'm saying? Looked like a swamp possum with the mumps. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not pushing a dude to go out there and do things. For me, my mindset is this: when a nigga travels to Miami, I lived in Miami. I know what the fuck is going down. I know what the fuck is happening. So for me, my mindset is this: I know what a man is already going to do, whether I consider it cheating, whether I don't consider it cheating, whether I approve of it or not. I know what a man is going to do. But that's why I know how to choose the right person who has the right mindset and know what the right things to do. I know niggas who are scared to stick their broad dick inside of a stripper because they don't know what other fucking nigga she fucked before she got to him. Real ass dudes, they not trying to put their life on the line they don't care how fat the ass is. And normally most real dudes know if a bitch really looks really good and she, and she got a nice body, whatever the case may be, they know that there's probably like 20 niggas running in her and out of her. So they know that they may still fuck her, but there's a risk at hand if they fuck her raw. So,
nigga, Steph,
now, let me say,
you gonna go in there? Steph, you gonna go in there? You gonna be like, schoolboy, what you doing in here, nigga?
Listen, and this, like, I don't like how you trying to minimize like regular strippers. This ain't no regular around the corner stripper.
In Miami, that is. In Miami, that is.
No, Paul George ain't pulling up to no. He was at King of Diamonds. I promise you.
I've been to King of Diamonds. That's a regular in the King of Diamonds.
He was coming from the ceiling. He throwing money up in the air. He got the hitter because she up at the ceiling. That's how it's going. That's how it is at King of Diamonds. He was at that nigga. Paul George is not at no regular strip club. Paul George is at King of Diamonds. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
man.
and I've been the king of diamonds.
All right, so this is my thing. Why are these basketball players with the same women though? So why can't they just find their own woman though? You know what I mean?
I feel like Seth Curry. I feel like she was. I feel like she is a quality woman. She comes from a stable background. Besides, he's known her for quite a while, because you can't forget that him and Seth Curry and Austin Rivers played ball together at Duke. So he been met, like, he was cool with the family. So they have a pre-existing relationship. So it probably just makes sense. Opportunity presented itself.
I don't know, man. I would much rather go out the circle. But we have some comments.
Yeah, these comments is wild.
So I'm gonna go to the comments. Give me a second. Here we go. So we got people chiming in on the Raw situation. So Lord Bell in the league says bareback for the top notch.
No.
HB Twin said because they all got herpes.
That's how you get caught up out here.
Good point. They all in the club. They all in the same club. They like, oh, fuck it, man. You got that shit too? We got that. And HB Twin says they mess with the same girl. Yeah, all right. So and HB Twin says the bareback movement is evil. And hold on. Yeah, and Mills Lane says we need the government to spread more pro condoms awareness. And Virginia Slim says raw is the law. And Keenan says cricket 6. And HB2N says, bro, no, we're not doing no condoms in 2020. Have you been watching Sugar Shay?
No,
and, she's another podcaster, but she got into a little hiccup with Tommy Sotomayor, who's another podcaster. So we try to talk about mainstream topics here, but yeah, salute to Sugar Shay and Vanessa. Are you familiar with Tommy Sotomayor?
Yes, I do watch him. He makes some good points from time to time.
Right. Well, apparently he's out here burning.
Shit.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I'm on the fence as to whether or not that's a real story or not, man. I'm still on the fence. I need to see results, man.
Well, we're not talking about the story, but allegedly he's burning is all I'm gonna say on that scenario. Allegedly he's burning. Virginia Slim says, "Are you free to go suck if he can get sucked? If so, hit me up, Smilez."
No.
Great question.
No, I am not, and I don't want to. I love and I respect my men. I have something that I want, so that's what I'm focused on. I feel like a lot of girls, they play this, and I used to have this mindset when I was younger too. Oh, if he can do it, I can do it too. No, men are external, females are internal. There's just things that men can do that females cannot. Yes, men can fuck a bunch of bitches and they can come home and they can still love the shit out of you. A female will not have the same feelings.
See, and that's what all I was trying to say on the previous show. Women are the gatekeepers. We enter.
We back here. We back here.
You know what I mean? That's what I was trying to say. They're the gatekeepers. We enter the gates, and you can't let everybody in the gates.
Yeah.
Wisdom. That's some wisdom.
That's some wisdom. And also that makes another case for polygamy. I'll just throw that out there, right? So
as your wife sits in the other room. Good job, Logic.
I'm trying to help you guys out. You're not married yet. Just put that as part of one of the things you got.
I'm not getting married in these streets out here. There's a war going on. Motherfuckers out here burning and shit. Last time I checked, all these people been married for 20 plus years. They made $1 billion. Now they wife want half. Why would I get married in this environment?
Everybody ain't burning.
They need you, schoolboy. The women out there.
Don't get married to somebody down there.
Yeah, it's a good 2 of them. Get married to good 2 or 3 of them, man.
Yo, Vanessa, Logic, you guys start sending me applications. I'll run through them. Let's see what happens, man.
All right.
You're there first.
Flavor of Love Part 2.
Right. HB2S says he a man at home, and how you doing in these streets? So yeah, and then Keenan says, huh? And Virginia Slim says, damn, no wonder they call it the bubble. And Lorville says, hey, no light skin slander. Plus, there are some dark skinned dudes who act the same way.
Hey, I consider myself light skinned, so if I say something, I'm just talking.
All right. And Lorville also says, so Kanye wifed up Kim Kardashian. Now this nigga knocked up a stripper. What the fuck? And HB Toy says, damn, the NBA is lit. Yeah, so if you actually a few episodes ago, I forget if it was 1 or 2 episodes ago, we also spoke about how I think it was the Phoenix Suns was running train on this this woman that looks like she was fresh out of cosmetic surgery. So apparently the NBA is lit. So
but I don't think I don't look at her. I didn't look at her like premium box. I seen her. I'm like, yo, I need 2 condoms. That's how I'm looking at her. She wouldn't like.
But see, that's based on perception. There's one bitch that a nigga would look at and he'd be like, oh, I need to use a condom. And there's another nigga who'd be like, oh, I'm going raw. So it's really based on the man's mindset and how he's seeing that girl.
You're absolutely right. I agree. However, I must put this out. I would have been right because this woman was having sex with one man, and as far as we know, but old girl, she was on record saying she sucked 7 dicks that night.
7. 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And swallowed them all. She said she swallowed.
Yeah, that's what she said. So
wait, is this chick? Is that the same chick that's in the story?
No,
it's the other story.
This on the other day.
Good God.
Well, yeah, I mean, with those type of circumstances, I would understand why a man would not go raw. I get that completely.
I'm pretty sure they went raw in her mouth because she said she swallowed all of the kids. So
absolutely.
Yeah. You know,
that changed the topic now. I mean, I'm a little bit uncomfortable. That's just me.
All right. Brooklyn Hunter says, schoolboy on his, I do not choose to indulge in the curricular. Nigga man up.
Yo, listen. The last time that I went up in a young woman raw dog and was like, yo, I don't even care. You know, now I got 2 kids and I can't stand that woman. So be careful out here in these streets, man. Be careful out here in these streets. These whores are a problem. All right.
All right. That was your first time going raw, you saying, schoolboy? That was your first time?
No, it wasn't my first time, but it was my first time getting caught up, goddamn.
All right. What was your first time, Steph? What was your first time going raw since we on the raw subject?
Man, I had dated the same girl. My first girlfriend, my first. I was dating her for 5 years.
I shut this
love story ass nigga, boy.
Shut this nigga Michael. I was with her for 5 years, and then come on, nigga.
I'm saying, like, the first time you start having sex, yes, you're using condoms, but after year 2, nigga, yeah, you're not wearing condoms no more.
Supposed to be dumb in your young age, but all right, salute to you for being smart.
So Steph, real quick question: was Maxwell playing in the background while y'all were having sex?
Hey, honestly, the first time I had sex, television.
Jimmy Neutron was playing. So y'all was on some freaky shit. That's disgusting, man.
That not really. We was 14. That was kind of what we watched.
Yeah, and see, this is what I'm talking about. We don't went from raw sex to statutory possible, explanations of child. That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I don't participate in these nigga logic conversations.
No. When was the first time you risked it all, though? When was the first time you risked it all?
So I was living in Florida at the time. I was working at Disney World, and my next door neighbor was like, "Hey, I should spend the night." And I didn't know, I was pretty drunk, I think, at that point. And I remember we were emailing each other because we want to have the conversation out loud. And I don't think we had text-enabled phones at the time, so we were emailing each other on my desktop computer in my living room while everybody else is at a party, basically, in my apartment. And so she ended up spending the night, and I was so drunk that I don't remember it. I kind of just remember doing a whole bunch of real hard fucking, rabbit style, just, crazy. And I was sweating crazy, bro. I was sweating crazy. And so, the next morning, I like had a banging ass headache, and I looked over, and she was still asleep. And I was like, "Yo, did we have sex last night?" And she was like, "Yeah, we did." I was like, "How was it?" She was like, "It was okay. You know, you was just sweating a lot. You know what I mean?" And I really, I really appreciate her not putting me out like that. But yeah, I was going ham, bro. I mean, like the heavy sweat from the top of the head sweat. You know what I mean?
Were you dripping on top of her face?
Probably, bro. I was so far gone, I don't even remember. But yeah, I went on. I recovered though. I recovered because like after that, I used to be throwing her back out crazy, boy, for hours. Just that new nigga on the block, you know, just getting it in. We would light candles and everything. Matter of fact, I remember distinctly. We would listen to the John Mayer Heavier Things, and I would fuck through that entire album. I remember that very distinctly.
Nah, I had a baby off the Confessions album.
What?
Oh God.
Off of the Confessions album, like off.
Nigga, you talking about the Usher Confession?
Yeah.
Bruh, you had Usher singing, serenading your girl in the background while you was fucking, bruh?
It's too late to turn back now. Can't apologize because that's my style. All you whispering up in my ear talking about, I got what you came for, and this here got your name on it. Come on.
Nigga, Brooklyn Honcho says, the homie Brooklyn Honcho says, Schoolboy was humping like that old dude did Vanessa that time.
Yeah. Word, that old ass fucking firefighter, who was a great sponsor, by the way. When I finally gave him some pussy, I didn't realize what it was gonna be like. I thought it was just gonna be some like, that nigga was trying to put in work, and I had to tell that nigga, hold the fuck on.
And HB2N says she lined you up, Schoolboy. She lined you up. She was IMing you on AOL Instant Messenger.
Nah. So I think like I had written her an email, and then then she opened up her email on my computer and looked at the email and was like responding back to it, and we went back and forth until I was like, yeah, just go ahead and spend the night. You go in the room first, and I'm gonna come in behind you, and the rest of it was a blur.
Virginia Slim says Schoolboy fucks while wearing a CPAP machine. And then Louisville in the league says Schoolboy had Waka Flocka playing in the background. Keep it real.
Yo, honestly, the first time I heard Waka Flocka as a rapper name, I was like, okay, so now these niggas are naming themselves after Muppets? That's what I thought. I thought Waka Flocka was a Muppet, bro.
So
no.
I'm scared to ask Miss Ravioli the same thing, but you know, if you want to answer, that's on you. Yeah.
The first time that I had sex, unprotected sex.
Yeah.
I actually don't remember, but I do remember the first time I had unprotected sex unbeknownst to me, and I was not pleased with that. Like the guy actually took the condom off in the middle of the act.
No good.
Why would a guy do that, gentlemen?
Gentlemen, because it feels good. That's why.
I can't speak for somebody who would do that. Schoolboy put itself out there and spoke for it. I can't speak for anybody who would do that. But go ahead, Vanessa.
Miss Ravioli, I'm very glad that you said that, because that was going to be my story. When I was 17, me and my boyfriend, we finally got together and had sex for the first time. I was dating him for like over a year. And I remember what condom it was. We used a red Durex condom. Yes, Durex, a red Durex condom.
Yeah, that shit broke immediately.
And I ended up pregnant. And I'm like, how the fuck? And I didn't even know I ended up pregnant. And I didn't even know that I was pregnant, because I was like, oh, I used a condom. But little did I know, the condom ended up breaking. That's how I ended up pregnant. Or he could have broke the condom. I don't really know what went down.
I think that when women have WAP, I'll put it like that, I don't think we are the ones that are supposed to be able to tell if the condom is still on or not. And that was a question that was that was asking me like, well, didn't you know that? No, I didn't know that you took the condom off. Like, gentlemen, speak up. Steph, you're very liberal in
Yeah.
these conversations. Your mic is muted.
I'm muted.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get it, Logic.
Yeah, go ahead. You speaking?
All right. So check this out. I've had a situation, right? When I was young, I wasn't really sex savvy per se, right? So I was having sex with this chick. The sex wasn't that great. I'm wearing a condom, and it was just like it was mediocre sex. It was dry as hell. At least that's what it felt like. The condom broke because I know the condom broke because I was like it started feeling amazing. Like this 4 pussy went to a 10 in an instant. So I was like, I'm hitting it, and like 4 strokes later, I'm like, I'm this close to come. I'm like, hold on, let me stop. And I seen it, like, but I can see how a nigga just wanted to be what he wanted to be. In his head, he'd be like, nah. It just started getting wetter. That's what happened. So I can see it.
I don't know. The Mills Lane says David Copperfield brand condoms. HB2N say he hit you with that bozo condom.
Never using a Durex ever again in my life.
Yo, you got to be, and that's the quality of condom is a real thing. You spend money if you don't want to get the STDs, you don't want to have no children. Like, yo, take some. It's just like $4 extra and get a quality pack of condoms, man.
And don't get it from the Ock at the corner store neither.
Yes, please.
I don't know about that.
Go to Walgreens and buy a box.
Don't buy the
Yo, you gotta get those single magnums. You know what I'm saying? Single magnums out the fishbowl. Those are the best condoms.
No, because they've been laying next to the pins and needles on top of the counter, so they already have holes in them.
They make them single condoms the same way they make them fake Newports in the same factory and sell it. Then they sell it to the hood. Don't do it.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I've been 100% with them fishbowl condoms, baby.
Go ahead, Steph.
Steph,
what you gonna say?
I'm about to say, man, Logic, man. They don't make individual Magnum condoms. They just buy a 12-pack, rip them up individually, and put them in a fishbowl. Like someone took time out their day to do those things.
I don't believe it. I think in my mind, them shits is made in a bootleg factory with bootleg Newports, and they just sell that shit to the hood. Virginia says that's called sleight of hand. But
can you imagine putting a nigga on condom ripping duty? Schoolboy, we got some condoms in the back. We need to rip up.
That's what they do with the
condom ripping duty
at the nonprofits, though. You know what I'm saying? They give out those condoms. Somebody had to rip them up and throw them. But even in those nonprofits, when they give out them NYC branded condoms, don't fuck.
Yes, I used to work for Teens Pact, which was underneath Community Healthcare Network. It's an organization in New York City where we used to go out and test people. And I used to get upset because everyone used to always take the Trojans out of our bowls versus the NYC condoms and all of the other condoms that was inside.
They don't use them NYC branded condoms.
Yo, shout out to Magnum Ecstasies. Them shits feel like it's nothing on at all. Shit feels great, bro.
Hey, yo, but to hell with those icy hot.
I was gonna say fire and ice. That shit is disgusting.
Trash.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the worst.
Nah, bro.
All right, so I'm gonna read the rest of the comments. Brooklyn Honcho says, "I love the old now you see, now you don't condom trick." And yeah, fucked up.
David Blaine ass nigga.
And Mills Lane says ODB has entered the chat, and because baby he likes it raw. And HB2N says Miss Ravioli got that wop. And let me see.
Respectfully.
Mills Lane also says Lucy condom.
Lucy, really?
That's what they are.
Really?
And Louisville and Elite says my barbershop has free condoms. Hopefully they're good ones.
Nice.
Don't trust them. Don't trust no condoms in no barbershop. They're not trying to help keep you from having more kids. They want you bringing them bald-headed kids up in there. Talking about. Do not trust those condoms, bro.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust it either. HB Twin says Miss Ravioli lost her virginity to Crispus Atticus. I don't know. I don't know what that is. That do you know what that is? Miss Ravioli, Crispy Atticus.
That's somebody old. I am not that old. I'm only 45.
Yo, hold on. For context, Crispus Attucks was the first person killed in the Revolutionary War. All right.
Oh, damn.
Yo, whoever wrote that shit is an asshole, bro.
That's HB2. HB2.
Oh my God.
All right. Brooklyn Honcho says, whose job is it to separate condoms? It's probably the same person who puts rubber bands on the lobsters. And since I asked you guys when was your first time going raw, I think it's only fair that I tell you guys mine. I think my first time, well, I don't. It's not that I think. I know it was. I was in high school. I think I was 14. I'm pretty sure I was 14, a freshman, and it was this Puerto Rican woman or girl at the time. She was a little older than me. I always loved it. You know, the women I was with to be at least a couple years older than me. So she was that. And I was really surprised that she even was letting me fuck. You know what I mean? And so, you know, cut school, regular shit. And you know, Schoolboy spoke about, you know, fucking to a whole album earlier. That was my norm as a young kid. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking to whole albums. I used to time myself, actually. Just sidebar. I used to time myself because I thought you had to go long. Because when you're young, you think going long means better. You don't know that you know you can handle the job in a certain amount of time, right? But you know, in that doing so, I was going so long or whatever, and the clock was, you know, it was about an hour in and shit. And I just really like got carried away. And I asked her, I didn't do the David Blaine and no shit like that. I asked her, can I take it off? And you know, she let me, you know what I'm saying? And I did, to try to get it over with, you know what I'm saying, at that point, because it was already like past an hour and shit. So I'm like, you know. And yeah, and for a few years later, she started looking crazy. Like after we got out of high school, she was looking crazy, and I remember being scared to death. I remember being scared to death that she hit me with some long life lasting type shit. So, you know what I mean? That kind of scared me straight a little bit from going on. But that's my story. The woman looked crazy a few years later when we got out of high school. She got skinnier, all types of shit. I was scared to death. Yeah, real talk. She had a child though. She had a child, but at the same time, she was looking crazy out here. So I was nervous as hell. And that would, anytime I would want to go raw, it would make me think of that. So yeah, that's my story. And I was young and dumb. I wasn't in a long-lasting relationship, like young, smart Steph. And Brooklyn Hunter says, I use the condom and still caught crabs. So yeah, crabs.
Well, it's an external, yeah.
Right. You can't you can't protect yourself from the crabs. You can wear boxes, but you know,
or he could have sat on a New York City public toilet.
Well, there you go. And Brooklyn Hunter.
I think I heard HB2N say the first time I caught chlamydia. He said that in a different show, and I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." So you're catching this shit multiple times, but I don't know, man. Logic, you know, I really want to talk about this shit because it's hilarious to me. But go ahead.
Nice. So HB2N says, "Yeah, them Latino girls' bodies turn more into refrigerator box every year they get older." And he also says, laugh out loud, it was just once. So he probably when he said that, he probably just said when I caught it before. He probably
no. He specifically said the first time. That's what he said.
I'm saying that's probably what he meant, is what I'm saying. I'm giving the benefit of doubt. He said he caught it once. I believe the man caught it once.
He was trying to identify with somebody else who had just caught something, and he was doing it up.
And Brooklyn Honcho says, Logic, that's real talk. Yeah, man, you definitely you can't protect yourself from that. And we're gonna go a little bit more lighter. And you know, we're gonna talk about this really quick. It's a quick video. T.I.'s daughter is basically dating a Crip rapper or something. It strikes me as a little bit as clickbait because, you know, the article comes to us from World Star, and the way they title it is just, they just make it seem like, you know, that the dude is making her pay for dinner, which I don't really see any evidence of that in the video, but he is interacting with T.I.'s daughter and he is dating her. He's supposed to be a Crip rapper named Bad Fan Hunter Izzy. I never heard of the man, but he's dating T.I.'s daughter. And yeah, we're gonna see what they have to say as a couple. All right, we'll get into it.
All the smoke you want. Welcome to No Cap Dispensary. I hang with Crips, and I still gonna watch them bleed, nigga. I just love the NC. You embarrassed by me? Why? Because I got Tourette's. That's all it took me leaving. Shit, cock pussy motherfucker. I got Tourette's.
Just like this. Yes, baby. Hold on, let me get my ankle. Yeah, just like this. Oh, you're messing it up. Come down a little bit.
All right, so that's the short video. Keenan Khan says that's her baby father.
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow T.I.'s family like that. I definitely never heard of this rapper. But what's your thoughts on this? This is a thought topic, so Vanessa, I'm gonna let you go. You send this to us for a thought topic.
Yeah, I thought that this was very eye-opening, being that T.I. has been leading the charge in checking out his daughter's pussy. I just thought that this was very important to kind of show, like, sometimes the mindset of a female is just that what it is. You know, she's going to attract what she's attracted to. You can't stop her from dating lame-ass niggas. You can't stop her from dating thug-ass niggas, whatever the person is that you're trying to get her away from. She's going to gravitate towards what she wants to. And that girl now, she's an adult. That's technically not T.I.'s daughter, but she was raised underneath T.I. But still,
you mean that's Tiny's daughter?
That's Tiny's daughter.
But
But still, she considered T.I. as a father figure. So
right.
it's a weird situation. And you can see clearly, for me, I'm looking at these videos and I'm looking at these scenarios, and he's not in a respectful manner when it comes to her. Like, it seems like he's like low-key real dismissive. It seems like he's low-key really disrespectful. So I'm not really feeling the whole dude's energy, and I don't really think he's upholding her as the queen that she is.
Okay. Do you think she's following her mother when she wants to date a so-called gangster rapper?
I do. There's nothing wrong with that, because gangster niggas sometimes have good dick. So I understand.
I mean, you know, I think you will want your daughter to find somebody who's well balanced. You know what I mean? Not just somebody who's a straight up gangster or whatever. You feel me? But Ms. Ravioli, what's your thoughts on T.I.'s stepdaughter dating a so-called gangster rapper or whatever, and his self-identified Tourette's that he said he had while they was in the restaurant? And your mic is muted right now, Ms. Ravioli. I don't know if you hear me, Ms. Ravioli, but your mic is muted.
There you go. I can hear you. I can hear you. I unmuted it. So, I don't know. Like, I have zero tolerance for the disrespectful stuff. And if she doesn't value, she being the stepdaughter, if she doesn't value herself, how can I want more for her than she wants for herself? It's sad. I mean, but apples don't fall that far from the tree, so.
Well, he better relax. T.I. snitch on that nigga. But yo, Schoolboy, what's your thought?
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of ladies they get with like, oh, I'm gonna get with this thug, this, that, and the third. But you got to realize that a lot of these guys who are portraying themselves as thugs, they're really soft, one, and two, they're not like mentally mature. So you're dealing with somebody who's like forever 13. He never really progressed past the point where he got jumped in and hit his head and shit. So I don't know, man. This is one of those situations where, you know, I feel sorry for her daughter because this is definitely lining itself up to be one of those single mother situations. And then, you know, Tommy Sotomayor is gonna be talking about it and shit. So it's not a good look, man.
Steph?
I'm not sure what the hoopla about this is. I mean, yeah, he said she had a big head. Hope his baby don't get a head like that. That's a little disrespectful.
But it was just jokes, basically.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing too crazy. I do agree. Like even though there's no evidence of nothing crazy, I agree with Vanessa. Like his energy, I don't. It seems like it's disingenuous, or like you don't care, or like you don't value this woman. It does feel that way. Now this is 2 minutes worth of video, so I could be wrong.
Right.
But I've seen, this is why I don't like getting information from J-Dub first. Because J-Dub made this big old thing about the $2 tip. Oh, he only left a $2. She only left a $2 tip. T.I. must be broke. And that's what my dog said. When I look and see, they're in a foreign country. It looks like they were on the island. $2 goes a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
All right. So JCap says, just want to show support for the rant. JCap checking in. Salute to you. Thank you for checking in. Lord Vanalik says, this guy caught a lick knocking up Tiny and T.I.'s daughter. I don't feel bad. She wanted him. Now she has to deal with him. Brooklyn Honcho says, Miss Ravioli on her way to drop that off. I don't know where she's driving off, but Brooklyn Honcho says, that's not T.I.'s kid. That's Tiny's daughter. Well, that's his stepdaughter then. And Mills Lane says, well, no need to check the hymen anymore. Because as we know, T.I. was checking his daughter's hymen apparently in the hospital, you know, to make sure she's still a virgin. So, you know, we had a lot of dark stories today earlier. We had a woman getting tased, and we saw a guy get his shot that people shot at. We saw allegedly a white supremacist shoot somebody. He definitely was some type of fake ass white militant that was running around with I don't know what side he was on, but he definitely was shooting at protesters. And we saw, you know, that wasn't cool. But we want to, you know, of course, we want to try to start leaving you guys with somewhat of a laugh before we even get to the music. So I seen this pop up when I was looking at that last story, so I wanted to check it out. It says Tiny Blood, Little Blood presses homie at the bus stop. Little Blood. And nobody took him serious. And let's check this out on our way out.
What? I didn't say you did. I didn't say you did. I didn't say you did, nigga. Yeah, nigga, but you gonna respect blood, nigga. You gonna respect blood, nigga. Keep my name out your mouth, nigga. Yeah, nigga. That's what you gonna do, though. 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 You feel me? That's what you gonna do, though. You feel me? That's what you gonna do, though. Oh, beats, nigga. Oh, no, no. Yeah, nigga. Calm down, little blood. Yeah, nigga. Brother, calm down, little blood. Ha, ha, ha. What's poppin', girl? Can you what, nigga? Little don't worry about my kids, boy. Nigga, don't worry about my kids or my daughter, nigga. Don't worry about my kids or my daughter. Don't worry about my kids or my daughter. Boy. Don't worry about my yeah, nigga. That's all you niggas do is nigga. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga, you know me, nigga, real bees up, key white, nigga, yeah, nigga.
Yeah, so there's Little Blood, you know what I mean? Little Blood pressing niggas at the bus stop. And yeah, I thought that was pretty entertaining. If y'all got any thoughts, this is your time to comment.
I just would have picked him up.
And then what? Give him a hug?
Yeah.
Yo, the nigga singing is hilarious. Hilarious.
Brother, calm down, little blood.
Hey.
Who is that singing?
What, nigga? Don't worry about my face. nigga. Don't worry about my kids or my daughter, nigga. Don't worry about my kids or my daughter.
He needs to start shopping at Baby
Look
Cap.
at his pants. Look at his pants.
My daughter, nigga. Don't worry about my kids or my daughter. Don't worry about my kids or my daughter.
Yo, Lovell says Lil Blood pants are too big for him. Mills Lane says Bloompa Loopa. Virginia Sim says homie flexing on some Oshkosh Bagosh. And HB2N says, why he pull his pants down though? And J-Cap, yeah, so yeah, man. So that was you know, Brooklyn Honcho said, all right, I'm gonna head out. So before you do, I want to say salute to you, Brooklyn Honcho. Thank you again for calling up. Thank HB2N for calling up. Salute to all the Brooklyn Honcho as well for the donation, and Sleazy Aki, who also called up. Thank you, big homie, and you know, happy birthday again to you. And Lloyd Bell, thank you as well for calling up. You know, so we appreciate y'all. I'm glad we got the phone lines open now. Definitely look forward to hearing from more of you guys. Salute to all the people watching now who came in late. Let us know what your preferred time for the show would be. You know what I'm saying? Let us know. And I definitely want to thank my co-host Stephon, Schoolboy, Miss Ravioli, Vanessa Smilez, and also J Doug, who's at traffic court. You know what I mean, right now. So hopefully J Doug, you know, could get himself out of this one with a, as he said in his words, a nigga wiggle. HB2N said, Mills Lane says HB2N dude looks like Labuto, and I think that's another guy that they were talking about. And you know, Brooklyn Honcho says his vote is 9:00. He thinks we should start coming on at 9:00. Virginia Slim says salute to the panel, salute to you. Thank you everybody who's in the comments. You know what I mean? Everybody, I'm not going to be getting to everybody's name because I might not get through everybody, but you know, definitely salute to everybody in the comments. Salute to the chat. We appreciate you. And as always, we're going to leave out on the note with a song from Mr. Motherfucking Esquire. You already know that's the homie. He has another song coming out real soon. Look out for that. And if you didn't hear yesterday's show, Friday we're going to review the movie Storm Over Brooklyn. And that's a film by my homie Victorious DeCosta about Yusef Hawkins, about the story of Yusef Hawkins. So everybody, if you haven't watched the movie yet, please go to HBO Online, and get yourself a little 7-day trial. Or if you got Hulu, I believe you can add HBO Max to that subscription, like Vanessa said, and watch Storm Over Brooklyn. And we're going to go over that on Friday. We're going to review that film. Yeah, so that's what we're going to get into. Virginia Slim has a request. He wants me to play the Superhero Joint, which is actually a song from MC Mighty Casey. You might remember him from White Girls. He had a song years ago called White Girls on BET Uncut, and that he has a song called Superhero. So I will play that after I play this Mr. Motherfucking Esquire song, because I already got it pulled up. So salute to the chat, salute to everybody who's watching on YouTube and Facebook, and this has been the Morning Rant.
Fire, nigga. I'm on fire right now, fuck, nigga. I had the biggest comeback, nigga. Niggas thought it was over with for me, nigga. Y'all tried to count me out, nigga. I ain't forgot about that shit. Y'all niggas think I forgot, nigga. I ain't forgot about none of that shit. So I'm back with a chip on my fucking shoulder, nigga. Wrote this with my eyes closed, or rose in Moscato. Intuition in the visions flow from out the cosmos. Niggas ask me how I made it, I be dead if I know. I just went with my soul, and the rest just follow. She's a good girl, fuck that bitch, I'd rather deal with dollars. Say no to CashApp, I ain't tricking, bitch, you must be psycho. But I'm prone to LIGO, just don't tell on Michael. Fire, nigga, I'm on fire right now, fuck, nigga. I had the biggest comeback, nigga. Niggas thought it was over with for me, nigga. Y'all tried to count me out, nigga. I ain't forgot about that shit. Y'all niggas think I forgot, nigga. I ain't forgot about none of that shit. So I'm back with a chip on my fucking shoulder, nigga.
Wrote this with my eyes closed, or rose in Moscato. Intuition and the visions flow from out the cosmos. Niggas ask me how I made it, I begin it, I know. I just went with my soul, and the rest just follow. She's a good girl, fuck that bitch, I'd rather deal with dollars. Say no to CashApp, I ain't tricking, bitch, you must be psycho. But I'm prone to lie though, just don't tell all my bros. I expose gelato in the Bronto, so I got the sky close. Damn, it's raining, grab my cane and pass my Prada poncho. The boots was leather with the tattoos, those the Randy Macho. Goggles, Ferragamo, condos big as Costco. I pop the rhino, then she swallow like it's Mr. Sacco. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. Modern life like Rocco, but I still pray to Shango. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gaucho. Rebel, outlaw, reckless, vato, ghetto, desperado. Aim the Draco, eating tacos, take your breath like Tyclos. Adjacent to Van Gogh, I'm chasing my shadow. The pain is the shackle, embrace it for battle. In the gym for 7 weeks, I feel like Boris Kojo. I mean Cujo with a new hoe, sober watching Kuso. With my old hoe, I forgot I fuck my hoes in duos. Football throws in 2 holes, loopholes out with pool holes. That piece of coupon for designer, Gucci coat was 2-tone. School old Parasuco, shoot like Tony Kukoc. Good job, Samson, no Delilah, put that on my tombstone. Mirror, mirror, who's the illest? Please don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the realest? Wait, don't tell me I know. Mirror, mirror, who's the rarest? Please don't tell me I know. I devour my goals, and that's word to Gauchos.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane.
That's right.
Nah, it's a bird, it's a lane. This one's going out to all our fake superhero friends. My name is October Zero and Bandolero.
Place hip-hop started.
And I'm with my man,
Put after started.
Mighty Casey, the rude boy.
Check it out.
He got something to say.
Check it out. Yo, we don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack holes, whack goals and windows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you. Hey, we don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack holes, whack goals and windows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you. Yo, I heard the Flash was on speed and the Hulk was on crack. Batman got bagged up for beating on blacks. Spider-Man shooting up, you could tell by the tracks. G.I. Joe killed 100 little kids in Iraq. Wonder Woman went down, she had hard times. Now she sniffed coke and she stripped part-time. And I heard Professor X was molesting all the X-Men. Messed with Jean Grey's head since she was a freshman. Democrats is Autobots, Republicans Decepticons. Bushes like Starscream, Cheney's like Megatron. Fuck the whole world up, fighting over Energon. Don't give a fuck about who the fuck they stepping on. Now you got Lion-O, cheating on Chitara. Had a couple furballs and said he ain't the father. That's how I know all these heroes ain't that super. Cause Clark killed Lois, she was fucking with Lex Luthor. And we don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack holes, whack goals and windows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you. Hey, we don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack holes, whack goals and windows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you. 1, 2, look up, 2, find out what they up too. Some of them nuts too, messed up and fucked up too. They like to fuck too, drink and do drugs too. Some of them gangsters, some of them thugs too. Some like the front too, some is corrupt too. Watch your back, they might try to corrupt you. They say trust me when they mean fuck you. They say love me, but nah, they ain't love you. Hey, shit, man, what's going on?
What up, man?
Yo, I heard He-Man on steroids, kid.
Get the fuck out. I could have sworn I seen Captain America in front of the White House stealing some lady purse, man.
They say Captain Planet was dumping some oil over in Alaska. I don't know.
Get the fuck out of here. Yo, I seen some butt-ass naked Power Ranger selling his suit for $5, man, down the block.
Check it out. You better watch who you idolize. Look into their private life. You might see their whole life is a lot of lies. Rip off a lot of guys' lies, commit a lot of crime. And when they do get caught, they don't apologize. They just lie again, blame it on some other guys. True story, biography, unauthorized. Watch who says who's good and who's evil. Cause evil play good and villains play evil. We don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack holes, crack holes and windows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you. Hey, we don't need another hero. They just crack heads and crack holes, crack holes and windows. It sounds funny, but I know that it's true. That deep down inside, man, they just like you.
Like you.
To my unborn, letter to my letter to my unborn child. Letter to my unborn, letter to my unborn. I hope my baby girl don't hate me cause I didn't want her. 100 different situations when my brain was caught up. I couldn't fathom a creation that I couldn't see. But through this pen, I can feel you connected to me. And when I sleep, I know we speaking through telepathy. It's really deep and fast, so deep that I was scared to speak it. Our little secret daddy's daughter, I'm a fucking father. It's hard to fathom, can't imagine. This not how I wanted it to happen. Lacking paper, swear to God, I love your mama. I knew that she would be the one from when I first saw her. And I be stressing, try my best not to put pressure on her. Man, it's depressive and I pray it ain't hereditary. It's really scary that you'll ever have a single thought of being worthless, hopeless, of being lost. Well, when you do, just play this track back, cause I'm the source. Take a look at your grandma, she's so strong. And she's in you the next fruit of our family tree. There's so much I understand now I couldn't see. Your presence takes all my regrets from me. Cause everything I've been through's for you to be. For you to be. Love you eternally. You know it's deep, It's deep, right? It's deep, right? All the rights, all the wrongs, all the twists, all the turns. They let us hear, This is all preordained. It all happened the way it was supposed to happen. There's no turning back. When you know that takes away the fear. Takes away the anxiety. Don't run from it. Run towards it. Just want you to know your father loves you. You ever going through anything, I want you to play this song back. I want you to listen to it. I want you to hear my voice. I might not be here. I might not be here anymore. But I'm always here. So I want you to listen to it. You weren't even born when I made this. Isn't that deep? A body's always dropping, and all our babies watching. They chased him down and blocked him off and lost him while they shot him. First they chased us down, locked us up, the profit off of cotton. And they chased us down, hung us up, and smiled while someone shot it. A body's always dropping, and all our babies watching. They chased him down and blocked him off and lost him while they shot him. First they chased us down, locked us up, the profit off of cotton. And they chased us down, hung us up, and smiled while someone shot it. The universe is listening, but the devil's always plotting. So your prayers ain't loud enough because he only talks in violence. A secret code of silence that they use to maintain dominance. Those votes don't come with bullets, so tell Biden, fuck up out it. If a nigga take your chain, you go kill him. In the streets, that's crystal clear. Massa put them chains on you, give you 100 years.
years. The heaviest chains be the ones that you can see there. The ice so cold, blind your third eyes, optics, American pie a la mode, and everybody's riding. They shot him on his couch while he was eating Haagen-Dazs. They even shot her in her sleep, and she was out there saving lives. They shot Tamir for playing, he shot them just for praying. Then the cops went out and copped them Burger King with extra fries. The cops the KKK and they ain't even trying to hide.
I went and copped the big AK and then I got it supersized. I grabbed my vest up off the dresser, lace my boots up extra tight. Kiss my wife and hold my daughter, hope I make it through the night. But if I don't, won't go out bleeding, I'll go out squeezing. Just like Gavin Long and Micah X, they both have valid reasons. When you shackled in the pressure, color justified your death. They yelling at you, stop resisting with their knee inside your neck. And that's just some shit that I'm supposed to sit back and accept. Fuck a check, ain't no rest until I get that cracker's head, nigga.
Blast that gat in your mouth.
The Klan no longer just wears white hoods and white sheets, but now the Klan wears black robes and sits on the judge's bench to rule from the courtroom. The Klan now wears blue uniform, carries a badge or a shield and a legal quote-unquote weapon. 2 or 3 brothers so bad, I'm blind, I'm crip. Damn white men come, you throw the guns under the damn car, throw the damn guns in the bushes, you make 50 niggas stand up against the wall, one peck of wood. I don't never read about no drive-bys at the police station. I never heard of you shooting at the police station and busting on a cracker while they eat Dunkin' Donuts. You ain't got the heart, but you'll kill your own.